You know, Robin, quite often people choke on a piece of food they're eating.
Right. What can you do for them?
Well, if I were choking, you'd stand behind me, wrap your arms around my waist, then make a fist with one of your hands and put it against my abdomen with your thumb against my body, slightly below my rib cage. Grab your fist and press in and upward. You might have to press and push up more than once. Try it again. It's important to get it right. Someone's life may depend on it.
Oh, that was... Oh, nice.
What's up, nerd family? Welcome once again to the Poindexter Lounge. Hey, how you doing? My name is Enosh. It's great to have you with me back here in the lounge once again, where it's like just old times, just like old times. We may go away for a minute, but we always come back because we love each other. We miss each other. Gosh darn it, we like each other. At least I hope that you like me. I like you a whole lot. And I hope that you like me as well. Hey, welcome to the lounge. It's me, Enosh, and you know what? It's always good to be in the lounge with all of you. I hope that you're all having a good day. I hope that that you're all taking good care of each other and doing well. And if not, then I hope that you start doing that. But hey, it is good to have you with me in the lounge today. We got a lot to cover and a little bit of time to cover it tonight. But hey, if this is your first time to the lounge, just know that the Poindexter Lounge is, what is it? It's a place for nerds. It's a place where you and me and all of us can get together and talk about the things that we love. Things like TV shows, movies, games, sci-fi, fantasy, comic books, superheroes, toys, and so much more. And if those things that get you excited, then hey, you found the right place. And we are in the right place together. All right. So I hope that that you know that. And so please hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell, and let's have a good time together, because that's why we're here. We're here together. Let's have a good time. Let's scream it from the rooftops. Let's have a good time tonight. I got my coffee. Ready to have a good time with you. So before we get started, I do want to see, I had done all this planning and setup, and I accidentally shut my my computer down. But I do want to tell you about tonight's sponsor, our good friends over at bullysticksdirect.com. Bullysticksdirect.com. You're probably wondering, what is bullysticksdirect.com? Well, Bully Sticks Direct is a great website where you can pick up great treats and chews for your dog, and some great other things too. They've got all kinds of great products there for you. But let me show you a little bit of what I mean. We put together some little videos here for Bully Sticks Direct. You can follow them here on YouTube. You just type in Bully Sticks Direct. And of course, also on TikTok, we show a lot of fun videos of my dogs all over there, me feeding them bully sticks. And not everything's just feeding bully sticks. Not everything is just, we just do silly videos like this.
Someone and wonder what is going on inside their head.
All the freaking time. That's Marty McFly chasing his own tail. But you don't have to chase your own tail for really cool and healthy treats for your dogs. Try bullysticksdirect.com. That's who I trust now with all of my dog treat needs. And you can find all kinds of cool stuff there. And why bully sticks? Well, they alleviate boredom. They lessen anxiety. They're good for fun. They're healthy. They're safe. And look, when you buy from bullysticksdirect.com, you can know that you are getting quality treats and shoes for a great price. It's all natural, preservative free, no added hormones or antibiotics. It's a single source supplier for quality and consistency. And I know the owner personally. So there you go. All right. So go ahead and check that out. If you go over to bullysticksdirect.com and you order something, simply type in the promo code Poindexter for 10% off your order, and you will be glad that you did. But hey, so that's that. And I hope that you go ahead and try that out, because they're good people and they make great snacks for dogs. And my dogs absolutely lose their mind over bully sticks. All right. So also, let's see. Oh, don't forget, we want to thank all of everyone who supports the channel. You guys are awesome, and we're very, very grateful to all of you. Thank you guys for sticking with us this this last month or so that I've been off on hiatus for maybe about 3 weeks. We'll talk about that in a second. But thank you to the Patreon. Thank you guys to everyone who sticks it out and has been there with us. And of course, all of our members. The members are awesome. You guys are fantastic. We appreciate each and every one of you guys who have signed up for membership. It's super simple. Membership costs as little as $2. The Patreon is as little as $1 a month, and you get all kinds of cool, great, and wonderful things, like the fact that after this video, we'll be doing a member-only stream, just a short little like after-party stream to say thank you. So, all right. So we'll do a little breakdown stream after this one. Kind of gonna be changing the format of some of these streams a little bit. So you'll notice that we'll still do some panel discussions, occasionally, and well, I mean, periodically. It's not like we're gonna like do away with them, but a little bit more content directly from me, getting my opinions and hearing from me a little bit more, and then we'll do a little bit of a breakdown kind of thing after the show. All right. But of course, there is our store. You can pick up something in our store. There's lots of cool stuff in there that you can pick from and choose from. And we would appreciate if you would do that. All those links are down in the description below, and you can check them out right there. And if you do that, guess what? You are in the running for one of our giveaways. And right now, our giveaway is this Scare Glow from Masters of the Universe Revelation. Very, very simple. All you got to do is be a member, be a patron, give a super chat at any time during the show of any denomination. And of course, you will be put into the running for this bad boy right here. So thanks to everyone for their patience. I got everybody's stuff out, and Anthony Beltray got his stuff, his Transformers. And of course, Fourth 1000 got his box of cereal. And yeah. So there you go. So thank you guys so much for your patronage, as it were. All right. That being said, I am going to let's see. It's been a while since I've done this. But yeah, so I have been gone for a little while. Look, I've been very, very busy, and I was honest on a stream the other night, just kind of telling it like it is. Here's the thing. I have been burned out for a long time. And I was just pushing myself too hard, just pushing myself to light the candle at all ends. And I just can't do it. I just couldn't do it anymore. And so I just needed to take a break. And I think it's very, very important to know our limitations, to know how far we can stretch ourselves until like we have to just say, you know what? I need to back up. I need to take a break. I need to know where I am, who I am, and just kind of, regroup as it were, and move forward, and do, to be able to do the things that that we need to do. I know you do suck says he didn't get his Showgirls 4K. You joke about that, but one day I might just send you you probably already have it. With as much as you talk about Showgirls, you gotta have it. You gotta have that on DVD, don't you? I'm kind of switching things around. Look for a lot of more toy reviews coming up pretty soon. From the new setup that that I'm setting up behind me. So that's going to be a little different. Yes, Pretty Fly. Yes, even God rested, and God knows that I needed that for sure. So thank you for your concerns. Before we jump in with some other stuff, I do want to hit this super chat here. Simon section with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Simon. It says, great having you back, Enosh. Watched you and your wife, our podcast. Take all the time off you need, but come back soon. You are missed and loved. Thank you so much, Simon. Yeah, Tiffany and I did a little live thing in the car, and we made a video too. And we were on the channel as well. Yes, you can never have enough Showgirls 4Ks. I get it. I really do. You just suck. I do get it. But yeah. So, yeah. So we did a little thing, and that's just it for me. Is just I just needed some time off. I needed to be able to watch some stuff. We've watched quite a few things. One of my favorite things that I've watched is Ted Lasso. Is catching up on Ted Lasso. That's a great show. If you haven't watched that show, watch Ted Lasso. It's really, really a lot of fun. I love Jason Sudeikis. So, what are you going to do, man? To me, the guy is just hilarious. And I really love what he's doing. Also, I am all caught up on Superman and Lois. We binged watched the rest of season 2. And so I know what I'm going to be, I have a position of knowledge to come at you tonight with my Superman and Lois stuff. All right. So there you go. Oh, Lena Deli says, Enosh, you left a void in our fandom. Oh, well, I appreciate that sentiment for sure. You're awesome, man. You're really, really awesome. I appreciate the love. I've seen all of your comments and stuff and everything. And I do appreciate the love that you guys have shown us. It means so much to me. And so thank you guys. Appreciate you. We're going to start off the show with some toys. You ready for some toys? Here we go. I'm going to show you what I got, what I picked up. I picked up quite a few things lately. First of all, I'll show you some of the mid-card stuff. I picked up this Hulk Hogan NWO, kind of like Masters of the Universe style. It's not the Masters of the Universe style, but it's that design kind of deal. I like this. I dig this. I think this is pretty cool. And hopefully if I do some more PLW action figure wrestling, which I've done here on the channel, you can find that right here on the channel. There's actually a playlist for it called PLW, Poindexter Lounge Wrestling. And it's action figure wrestling. And so this Hulk Hogan would go really, really well with that concept. And then let's see. What else I got? Oh, I picked up one of these. I couldn't remember if I picked up one or not, but it's the Flash from the Flash TV series. The McFarlane toy, which, by the way, I'm just going to tell you right now, DC is not going to be licensing out its characters to McFarlane or anybody else for that matter. Just saying. But yeah, here is that is the figure from the Flash TV show. Speaking of the Flash, here is the new Superpowers, the Flash. And that's kind of cool. I've got the original. I got 2 of the original back over here behind me by the flashing lights right there. And so this is kind of cool. It's like old school. It looks really neat. It's on a great card. I've got the other ones for this that I've showed you guys many times. So I got Superman here just off to the side, right next to the Flash. Some nice bright colors, some different things. I mean, they got a dark side there. And they got Batman right there. And they got the one and the only Wayne T. Carr. John Stewart. There you go. And they also have a Batman who laughs, which is an interesting addition to this. Now, I've got the Batwing. You can see back here on the back of the card, they've got a Batwing. And I've showed you the Supermobile. I got the Supermobile right here. That's pretty cool. You turn this little lever right there, and the fists go back and forth like that. So I got that. I just have to find the Batman who laughs. I've not found the Batman who laughs yet, but when I do, I will have completed all of the ones that are available right now. But yeah, it's kind of interesting to have the Batman who laughs be one of these figures. He wasn't part of the original lineup, but actually I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it. Not trying to follow the exact lineup or trying to add stuff that wasn't necessarily there back then, but that it is there now. Then I have a couple of things that are really, really cool. I have got the McFarland Gold Label Parallax. Yes, boys and girls, this is what Parallax is supposed to look like. He's not supposed to be a big, giant, golden fart cloud like in the movie. Nope, he was Hal Jordan, ironically. And so that is Hal Jordan as Parallax right there. Let's see, which one should I show you? I'm going to show you this one first. So back in the 90s, there was a comic called Speeding Bullets. It was one of the first, if it's not the first ever Elseworld, I think it was the first ever Elseworlds crossover that they did. And it was a story of what if Kal-El came to Earth and he crash landed in Gotham and Bruce was never born. And it was him who lost his parents and he grew up to become Batman instead of Superman. And so that is this figure right here. You can see the bat symbol, but it's in a Superman shield, the diamond shape. And that's what that's all about. And so very cool figure. I've been wanting this figure for quite a while. And so this is the Speeding Bullet Batman / Superman. But this, folks, if you ever read Nightfall, which was roughly around the same time period as the death of Superman back in the 90s, you'll definitely remember, not just Nightfall, but other things also, the character of Azrael. And of course, Azrael became Batman for quite a while. And this, folks, is an awesome figure. It's another gold label. Look at that. John Paul Valley. Just a great figure. Been wanting this figure for quite a while. Very nice. The blue is a little bit kind of pastel blue. Not a lot of like real nice shadow definition kind of stuff, but still very, very cool to me. I really, really dig this. And of course, look at that back cover from the comic. Looks great. I love it. Been wanting this one for quite a while. Finally found it. And yeah. So there's toy time, boys and girls. There's toy time. Lots more, always to come. Also, do you like my hat? The Batman, you guys know that, I wasn't a huge fan of the Batman, but I did like this hat. It was a GameStop. It ended up only costing me $5 because it was on clearance. And you can see right here, it's got a cool Batman image on there. The interesting thing about this, it's got the cool bat symbol, right? But then it's got an orange. I don't know if you guys can see that on here, but it's got an orange button up at the top. The back part here is absolutely orange, and so is the bottom of the bill. But the rest is red, and so it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I dig it. All right, to the chat we go. Where we stop, nobody knows. What's up, Kenneth? Good to see you, man. I read all this earlier. I'm going to talk about this tonight. What's up, Abel? Good to see you. Yes, been a while. What's up, Anthony Beltray? My day was pretty good. It was a little exhausting. Did quite a bit of steps today. Almost 11,000 steps. And that's kind of what I average per day now. What's up, Patrick? Good to see you. What's up, Jared? Says, hey, y'all. Michelle is in here. What's up, Michelle? Blackout's in here. What's up, Jimbo? I read your next one's Kenneth. Let's see who else here. Jeff Glotfelty is here. What's up, Jeff? You Do Suck, of course, is here. Hal Jordan says, hello, everyone. Hit that like and subscribe button. I like the way he thinks. Please do that. Anchorman's here, says, what if Enosh and RJ fought Gorilla Grodd, and during the fight with his gorillas, Ray Gun Enosh would get zapped and turn into a gorilla, trying to prevent RJ from turning into a gorilla? Interesting story, bro. Interesting story. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate the welcome back. Tiff, of course, very, very thankful as well for any super chats come in. So thank you, Tiff, for showing up there. Everybody happy to see Tiff. What's up? What's up, Tony Movie Chappie? D9 Neil Blomkamp fan. So what's up, man? Good to see you, buddy. Someone started flirting with your husband, right? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Well, as long as your husband is He knows who he's with. And that's all that counts. That's all that counts. It's a compliment to you that somebody finds your mate attractive, as long as your mate's not going after them. What's up, Mr. Casali? Says, hey, Nash, how's it going? It's been a long time. It has been a long time. What's up, Joe? So I totally understand everything with Jay Oliva, and he's being totally fair. We're going to talk about that tonight as well. The Jay Oliva issues. A lot of fans who are just losing their mind, mad, and it kind of proves the point, doesn't it? Kind of proves the point about when Snyder fans act stupid and we act weird and we start going off on tangents without actually, talking about stuff. And look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've had some people do it to me too, and a lot of it is just basically there's a misunderstanding of what's actually being said, of what's actually going on. So there you go. What's up, Sin Affinity and Beyond? Not Beyond. Beyond. What's up, Protoss X? Says, welcome everyone. Have a nice seat on the lounge. Yes, do that. What's up, Daryl? Good to see you, my friend. Let's see who else is here. Shifty Gizm is here. Says, sup, Enash. I just heard Jeremy Allen White lip on Shameless is playing Carrie Von Erich in A24's Iron Claw movie about the Von Erichs. That's cool. I'd look forward to seeing that. What's up, Jesse Allen? Good to see you, my friend. Brucifer in the house. Welcome back. Yay! I've been on the vodka stream a couple of times, so yeah. What's up, Marcus Cruz? This is Enash. How was being a substitute teacher doing for you? Actually, it's going good. So I haven't been in a classroom much. I was in a classroom yesterday, doing a lot of hall work. Actually, I've been in a classroom every day. I've been doing some special ed teaching. And that's been cool. I've been actually helping out some overworked teachers who are in there who just have way too many students. And look, substitute teaching is one of those things people got to remember. It's people like they're giving of their time. They have extra time. That's what I've done. I'm giving of my extra time and really just trying to help out the school that my 3 boys went through in middle school. And so they really love me there. I love being there. The students love me there. The kids love me. I mean, it's been a really great experience for me, for sure. And so thank you for asking. Appreciate that. Let's see. Lane Della, we got to him. Oh, we got a member chat. Let's see. I will have to, since we got a member chat, I didn't see the member chat thing. Okay, so I'm gonna have to get to a totally different place to see the member chat. Hopefully I'll still be able to pull it up. I'll have to whoops. There we go. I think I see it. Yeah. Okay. Whoops. Oh, looks like we got 2 member chats. Okay. All right. Hold on a second. So I'll be able to get to it. Hold on, just here. I still wish that I wish that they would take care of that from StreamYard's perspective. But they have not. So what are you gonna do? Can't do anything if they haven't fixed it, and so we never get to see those chats. Let's see. Okay, so we got Jared here, Jar Jar's Faja, with member for 12 months. Welcome to 1 year of membership. You know what? I like that 1 year membership. You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you, Jared. 1 year is a cool milestone. That's a pretty awesome milestone if you do ask me, and you didn't ask me, but you know what? If you did, I would tell you that that's an awesome milestone, and because of that, you get the woo.
Showtime! Woo! 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 Styling and profiling.
There you go. So welcome to membership, or welcome to membership. You've been membership. Welcome to 1 year of membership, I should say. Okay, right after that, we've got Kinky Sphincter with a 20-month membership. You know what? That's pretty cool.
Showtime! Woo! 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 Woo!
Yes, welcome to 20 months, man. That's so flipping awesome, man. I can't even tell you. That's pretty darn cool. pretty darn cool that that you're at 20 months, man. Some of you guys have been with me for so long, and it just means the world. It just really does, man. I can't tell you how much it means to me that you guys have been with us for that long, doing this. Gosh, man. Let's see here. I am going to. I need to set up the layout. There we go. Layout. That's what I need. There we go. That's cool. Yes. So we got the layout around. That'll work. All right. All right. Let's see if there's anybody that I missed. Darkness Under the Wind says, "Hey Enosh, how's it going, my man? I'm doing well. Thank you, Darkness." Let's see here. I appreciate you guys. What's up, Geek Prime? It says, because I'm a girl's boy, toys sexy boy. There you go. Let's see, Shifty Gizm. I say I got to him. Keeps the new superpowers line orange. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Yeah, those capes suck. Yeah, I don't know if you can really tell, but where is Superman? Where's Superman? What did I do with Superman? He was right here. What did I do with Superman? Gosh darn it. I had Superman here, and I don't know what I did with Superman. See over here. That's Darkseid. Oh, here he is. Here he is. Yeah, I don't think you could tell, but on the top, like, they kind of go into the back there instead of going around. They don't have the that's what's bad about it, is they don't have a cape that goes into. That's what looks weird about it. Yeah, the cape is done really, really bad. I don't understand some of the stuff where they look at it and go, yeah, let's throw that out there. Kind of like the Superman costume from Lois and Clark. And we'll talk about that, I guess, first here in just a second. Yes, Cherie of Giant Fart Cloud. That is what he appears as. Parallax appears as in the Green Lantern movie. Usually fart clouds are cool, but not are awesome, but not that one. Bay City Stuff, what's up? Or Bat City Stuff, I'm sorry. Not Bay City Stuff. Says hashtag keep the Daredevil theme for She-Hulk. Come on, everybody. We have a week left. There we go. Thank you. Yes. What's up, Angie? Good to see you, my friend. See anybody else here? Anybody else? Colin, going once, going twice. See if I see anybody. Danny L is in the house. There's a good member right there. Pretty fly for Filipino guy. I brought him in earlier. Sith Helicron. Helicron. I don't know why I'm so out of it, guys. I did take a Benadryl, so we'll see how the night goes. Sith Holocron says, "Good to see you. I need this tonight." Good. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so glad you're here. What's up, Sean Franklin? Good to see you, Sean. Angie says, people don't give teachers and substitute teachers enough credit. You are not kidding. You are not kidding, for sure. What's up, H Barts? $2 super chat says, welcome back, Enush. How's teaching going? It's going really well, man. I'm really, really enjoying myself a whole lot. Let's see. Do you like WWE? And listen, I haven't watched wrestling actively in quite a while, but you can see I got my CM Punk. It's going to be that Benadryl, I'm telling you. CM Punk shirt on. So, yeah, I like him. I like wrestling. I will tell you that. I like wrestling. Oh, we got a member chat from Draga. Thank you for keeping an eye on that. Appreciate that. Let's see if I can pull that up. Can I pull up Draga's? I didn't see. Oh, there he is. There he is. It says, hey, Enosh, just finished my last day of school forever. Well, congratulations, my friend. Congratulations, man. If you figured finished forever, then that means that that you are graduated. And so that's fantastic, dude. So yeah, man, you rock. You rock. That's for sure, man. Congratulations. Congratulations. That's awesome. Oh, what's up, man? What's up, buddy? You want to pop in for a second? Yeah, man. I can send you a link. Hold on a second. I'll I'll send our good buddy a link here. Hold on just a second. Invite him. Invite Max on for a second. Max and I still have to do our thing where we talk about the action figures that he got me, and we're gonna do that. It's just that I couldn't do it a couple of points, and so but we'll get that done here in the next week or so. Let's drop Max a link here so he can come in and say hi. There you go. All right, what else is going on? What's up, Jade? Good to see you. CM Punk, UFC legend. I know, right? I heard him talking about like his threats and all that stuff to everybody, and I was like, oh, come on. My thoughts on the CM Punk drama. Look, I love CM Punk, but I think my son Landon said it best when he said, you know, Dad, I like CM Punk in the ring. I like him on wrestling, but I feel like he's probably a dick in real life. And that's the truth. I actually have a good friend who actually married CM Punk's ex-girlfriend. So, yeah. Almost got CM Punk on, I think, my podcast years and years ago. But, ladies and gentlemen, he is here. He's the madman himself, except no substitutions. Weird noises going on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome all the way from parts unknown, the man himself, Mad Max.
Wow, that's quite an intro. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. How you been, Max?
Good. I'm getting ready for Rings of Power. So I only have like 13 minutes because Rhea putting together a review right after the episode airs. I think it's
okay.
Is it going to be in 20? People keep telling me it's 23 minutes. I haven't watched Rings of Power when it first comes out. I watch it like the day after, so I don't know. I think it's in 23 minutes, but I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I've never I don't get into that show. I don't get into that movie. So everything says that I should, like Lord of the Rings. I just can't. Mm-hmm. Holy crap! How did I not see this? H Barts with $100 super chat.
Wow,
you deserve this. So here you go, my friend.
Making it rain. Woo!
H Barts, making it rain. I'm going to need a make it rain drop. Holy crap, dude, you're fantastic, bro.
Let's get this party started!
Heck yeah.
Wow, he wants to see you back on air. He's happy to see you back on air.
I am happy to be back on air, man. It's been a minute. What's up, Patrick? Good to see you. Senior Nerd says you still a CM Punk fan even after All Out. Look, man, I just love CM Punk. Guys, I like CM Punk. That's not going to mean that I like everything that he does. I don't. And I think that sometimes he goes into business for himself. I think sometimes he cares about himself more than he does the company he's with or whatever. He complains a lot. He whines a lot about stuff. For a guy who's had his butt handed to him in both UFC fights that he's been in, he sure does complain about a lot of things and challenge a lot of people, but he doesn't really have much to back it up. What's up, Brian? Good to see you, bro. I love this guy. I love Brian. Yeah. So, hey man, if you got a minute, let's, you mind if I jump into a couple of things? First of all, Bruce Fur, no, I did not catch Sill's interview. I caught a little bit of the thing I'm talking about, Jay Oliva, and that whole situation. Some people have told me some different things. I really just, when it comes to that stuff, look, I feel like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't, because when we talk about stuff, like everybody wants to act like, that they've got all these, that they've had all these scoops and stuff over the last little while or whatever, most of the stuff that they've said really has been, Zach has not been having active conversations.
I'm gonna send Brian the link. He said he can maybe stop by for a little bit.
Yeah, they haven't been having active conversations. You know, I mean, they said, because they said part of the proof of that was, I guess, the you know, the cartoon or whatever that Zach's going to be on, but that happened literally over a year ago. So, you know, so it's funny, you know, people
should listen to people that are surrounded by Zach and at least take it seriously and not just brush it off or try to diminish their voice. Like, who are you? Like, even if you have some info that makes you think something's going to happen, you shouldn't be like, well, who's this guy? He's just a storyboard artist or something. That's what we heard.
Did they say that?
Not Sil. Mikey.
Okay.
Did.
Mikey said that.
And Sil did a good job of saying, no, he's close to Zach. So he did a little damage control in that comment specifically. So I will give Sil credit. Mikey did say that. I'm like, Mikey, that's not cool to do. And I like Mikey. I don't have anything against Mikey.
It just goes to show you guys, like, you got to pick who you're going to listen to, because literally Jay Oliva, like, he's friends with Zach. Like this beating up on Jay. I mean, I got that for later, but yeah, I mean, this beating up on Jay Oliva over stuff just because he didn't say what you guys wanted to hear him say. You know what? That's on you all. Like, that doesn't make any sense. But you know what? You know, it does make sense. Ladies and gentlemen, he's here. He's here for you. Talking about Brian, Master of None. What's up, Brian?
Heck's
Wow,
going on, man.
We're getting the band back together. It
Feels like we're back. Oh my gosh, how's it going, man?
Good, man. Little Mermaid's even happy down there in the lower corner there. She's like, look at these guys.
Great. She was the best part of the trailer.
Right?
Honestly. The trailer looked average to me, but her singing was great.
I guess, you know, like, yeah, because there's so okay. So I've got like little things that we could talk about first. That's a great little thing to talk about. People have been asking me all week long, Enosh, what do you think of the fact there's a black Ariel? Okay.
And I don't care.
Yeah, I think you're like,
Well, what about the science, Enosh? What about the science? She's black. She can't be black under the water.
Everyone that likes all
the science of mythical creatures,
fictional stuff. Yeah.
She can't be black under the water, folks. That's news to me. I didn't really, you know, some of the darkest creatures on the planet are under the surface of the water. So stop.
Well,
you know
here's my thoughts. I'm not going to be like, this is what I said on my video about it. I'm like, I'm not going to virtue signal. It's like, it's about time there's a black Little Mermaid. But at the same point, I'm not going to complain about it. I'm like, let's see how it goes.
Right.
You know?
If it's written well,
she's obviously a great singer. Obviously, I've researched as soon as she got cast. I'm like, well, who is she? And then I saw she is an amazing singer, talented, dancer, a good, for fandom, a good personality. That's also some positive for young people, and that's a good thing to have on your staple of entertainers too. Is like a good positive social media presence. You know, that's also a factor now. It's a factor when you
look. I'm not. Yeah, like you said, dude. I'm not trying to virtue signal either. Just being like, oh, well, I'm so glad that there's a this or that. Like,
about time there's a black mermaid.
I mean, I'll virtue signal saying I'm a grown ass man that has no business watching this show or movie. Like, I'm like, okay,
it just is, man. Well, that's the thing is it just is. It's not like one way or the other. It's just, hey, is the actress going to do a good job? Is she going to care about the part? Is she going to sing well? Is she going to portray the character well? And if that's what happens, then guess what? Shut the hell up. Stop whining about all these man babies crying about Ariel from Little Mermaid. Really? Is this what we've become? Is that what makes you guys big manly men to complain about who's playing the Little Mermaid?
Yes. I had no idea what was going on. I was watching Game of Thrones. I watched the whole show in 2 weeks. Like, I'm there in Westeros right now on Fair.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a good show, Enosh. I'm telling you. Game of Thrones, House of Dragons, a good place to start. It's so good.
That's right. Oh, that's right. It's Game of Thrones that comes on tonight, right? You were
No,
talking
Rings
about
of
Game
Power.
of Thrones.
Rings of Power.
Oh, you are talking about that.
Game
Okay.
of Thrones is Sunday. Like you have 2 fantasy projects one episode each show each week.
Yeah.
It's like,
but yeah, I mean, but I've never watched that show either. So it's like I feel like I gotta go. I know it's a prequel, but everybody's like, you don't have to watch it. But I'm not gonna watch the prequel before I watch the actual thing of something. So yeah, like I'll get around to it eventually. Yeah, you're right, Prime. Good to see you, Prime. It says actually it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, it's fantasy. Exactly. Like it just doesn't. It just doesn't matter. Like it's a movie. It's a show or whatever.
Can I respond to Michelle? Hey, I'm Michelle. That is my wife's favorite movie when she was young too, and she's happy that they're going to make a new The Last Unicorn movie. So it's not going to erase. That's what I would say. It's not going to erase your movie. Your movie still exists. I just hope they do good by the property. That's all.
Yeah.
The Last Unicorn. So try to keep an open mind. I would say.
There's always going to be reboots, guys. There's always
you're always going to have. I mean, they've released it on Blu-ray. I know because I bought my wife a version of Last Unicorn. Actually, she came down right now. Hold on.
Silence.
Yes, yes, William, we can finally get to a good deep Game of Thrones discussion. We got close because I was like 3/4 of the way through.
Oh, never mind. I was wrong. She's like, I don't know about that. I thought she was on board. She's like, oh.
I almost choked on my drink there with you saying that.
What? Oh, she said depends on how good when it comes out. Okay.
My only issue with Lord of the Rings is the stylistic choice for the elves that they used with the way they speak in Lord of the Rings, like Peter Jackson movie, I did not like. And I maybe they should have had somebody better than Liv Tyler do it, because I feel like
dare you?
Liv Tyler got stuck in Middle Earth, especially if you watch the Hulk movie where she's just like, Bruce.
Whoa, holy shit.
Whoa, Raina.
You hear that?
I did.
Uh-oh.
Your dog turning on you?
Oh, I forgot. I put them away because they wouldn't stop barking in my stream earlier. I hate to come in and leave, but I got to watch Rings of Power.
That's starting here in a minute.
Yeah, I do like the show. I hope you're still there, Michelle. I still appreciate your opinion, though, Michelle. Don't.
Yeah, I don't know. When it comes to Little Mermaid, everybody who's like all upset and been out of shape about it and freaking out and whatnot, it's like, guys, again, like Prime said, you just got to remember one thing, and that is,
hey, they're talking about fictional characters. Fictional characters. Am I getting through to you at all?
right? I mean, they're just they're fictional characters. So, look, I get it. I've talked about my personal preferences, right, for different things. And I don't like it when they just switch the race of a character just to virtue signal or just to whatever. But I'm just being honest when I say it just doesn't matter to me. The Little Mermaid, really, that's where we're going to like put our stake in the ground and be like, oh, rawr, rawr. I wanted a white Little Mermaid. Well, and the thing is, when I look at the usual suspects who are complaining about the Little Mermaid situation right now, I'm sorry, but I got no what's the word I want to use? I have no concern whatsoever for this nonsense. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's just the stupidest thing ever when you realize that these people are griping about what they're griping about. And so, you know what? Keep griping. Reality is that it's going to be okay. And I hope that it all ends up working out in the end for everybody, but in the meantime, just let it go. You know, I mean, that's another movie, but you know.
That's well, thanks, Enosh and Brian. It's great to see you two streaming together too. I'll watch this later. I'm gonna go watch Rings of Power. Have a good stream, guys.
All right, bro. All right, man.
Talk to you soon.
All right, man. All right. So yeah, so that's all I got to say about her, because that's just it. So, did you see the Black Adam trailer from last week?
Yes, I did. It was an improvement, but I mean, I'm still just kind of waiting until I see the movie before I give it my shakedown. I'm trying not to be too overly like critical of it before it comes out, kind of thing. But
yeah, that's me too. That's me too. But except for, like, I'll just be honest with you. The thing that bugs me about it is it looks a lot like X-Men.
Yeah, no, I totally
you know,
understand and get that. Like, I'm just like, no, please don't do that.
Yeah, it looks a lot like X-Men. Even when they show this ship pop up out of the ground,
it was like, I was like, no, stop.
it kind of looks like the
the Blackbird. Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah. And so I mean, between that and the callback to Iron Man with Black Adam flying between the jets and stuff, it's like, geez. All right. And look, and I hope Cavill shows up too. I guess I'm at a point, guys, now where it's like, if it happens, it happens. Listen, this is what I'm here for. This is what I'm here for all day long. They can't take any of my copies of Zack Snyder's Justice League away.
No, I just bought it on digital.
Okay. You can't take any copies of my Justice League away. So guess what? If you ruin DC and run it all into the ground because you knew better, Warner Brothers, guess what? I'll go watch the stuff that I like. Simple as that. Simple as that.
No,
Simple as that.
Dude, no,
Simple
stop
as that.
it. I used to try to tell that to
that.
people who didn't like the new Star Trek. Damn it. Oh.
Simple as that. Hey, Brian, I'll be right back. Give me just a second.
Yeah, not a problem. Not a problem. Okay. Under control. Let's say hello to some people here for just a moment. All right. So let's see. Hal Jordan, he's looking forward to the JSA. Think so. How the JSA around before the Justice League? Why did they stop? Why did they not stop Zod? It's a very good question. Very good question. Hopefully we get an answer to that. That is worth something, because I feel like we're not. I'll star this for when Enosh comes back forth. But we'll definitely get to that super chat. No Bat Family, just Batman. There we go. Can deal with that. Yeah, I kind of hope Henry comes back too, man. Like I said, I'm not a total hater, okay? And for me, a win would be just getting the damn cast back so we can finish out some shit. But I understand that if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, and we're not too like let's see here. You think Deep Space Nine will get in the absolutely, Jade. And here's my thinking or my thought process. I think we're gonna get a spinoff of Picard. Like they're gonna stay in this time area. And I think that's awesome, because you've got Star Trek operating in 3 different time like eras of what we appreciate in Trek. And I hope we get, like, because everybody's down to come back for Deep Space Nine. They can get the whole cast, the whole shebang, and it would be some of the best stuff. If we can get Cisco back somehow, I don't know. Like, I know Avery Brooks hasn't acted in years, but like, if we could figure out a way to get him back from the Prophets and tell a good story, kind of like they sat there and storyboarded in that documentary for Deep Space Nine, I think that would be awesome. All right, so that's enough Star Trek. If you want more Star Trek, catch me over here on the lounge every Wednesday night at between 5 and 7 p.m. Pacific, depending on who else is streaming. That way I don't step on any toes. Let's see here. Just got the motion picture director's edition. All right, the Robert Wise cut. Love it. 4K and 5 and 6 on Blu-ray disc. Oh man. I like Star Trek 5. It's not a bad movie. Not a bad movie at all. But Star Trek 6 is up. It's one of my favorites. I love Star Trek 6. I go 2-4-6 for the for the original movies, and then 5-3-1. Let's see. Let's see here. I hope Henry signs on for more Superman, turns down the cameo in Black Adam, just so The Rock can sink or swim on his own. I would hope so, man. I would hope so. We did get a super chat whilst you were away. Fourth 1,000.
Black Adamantium. Nice. Nice. By the way, folks, don't forget the Magic 8 Ball is here. If you give a super chat tonight, you can ask a question of the Magic 8 Ball. So, Mr. H. Bartz, you have that fourth 1,000. You can ask one. Anybody who gave a super chat tonight, you are more than welcome to ask a question of our good friend. The Magic 8 Ball is here for you. Brian, you're a guest, so panelist. So, do you have a question for the Magic 8 Ball to get us started?
Not offhand, but come back to me. Pass.
Okay. All right. But yeah, as far as Black Adam goes, look, I haven't changed my mind on Black Adam. It's the same for me. If it's good, great, I will be happy. If it's not good, guess what? Jane the Rock Johnson. That's it. Jane the Rock Johnson. That's his name then. If it's not good, it's just Jane the Rock Johnson. No, if it's not good, I'm just gonna be like, Sorry, Dwayne.
I mean, like, what movie has really blown the pants off of the general audience? I mean, yeah, he makes money and stuff, but dude, like San Andreas. Come on, insert generic action film starring The Rock kind of thing. So it's okay.
So H. Bartz wants to ask a question. I'm guessing is will The Rock hit the rock bottom in Black Adam? So, Magic 8 Ball, procrastinator of procrastinators. Will Dwayne The Rock Johnson hit the rock bottom in Black Adam? And the answer is yes, definitely.
There you go.
But it doesn't matter. But it does.
I think we'll get a variation of it in some shape or form, just like we did in Star Trek Voyager.
Yeah, he's gonna get in a fight, and he's just gonna bam. Whole thing's gonna be done. So there you go. I also don't mind Star Trek V. I don't think it's the worst movie on the planet.
No, it's really not.
Prime says no, but Prime, you are not the 8 Ball, sir. The 8 Ball has spoken. The 8 Ball has spoken and said yes, definitely. Do not question the 8 Ball. Do not press the fence. But no, look, my position has not changed on Black Adam. It's still exactly what it is, as it's always been. I'm not super worried about it, to be honest with you.
It's kind of like a non-starter. It doesn't have anything to do with the story that we want to see at this current moment.
Right.
At least that's what we know right now. And that's that whole situation. Right. If we knew that this was going to be some kind of a tangential continuation of Suicide Squad or something like that, I don't care what it is, but if you could just tell me that this is connected to another movie in one way, shape, or form, I'm there. And I was going to answer the question. Somebody is like, do you think a certain group of fans will review bomb? And then I'm like, well, only if Henry Cavill doesn't show up.
Oh yeah. Oh, trust me.
Woo!
Trust me. Oh my gosh, yes. If that happens, yeah, it's going to be stupid at that point. But but let's just be honest. It's gotten out of hand. And we're going to talk a little bit about that when we get to the J. Oliva stuff, because I want to talk about that, because I think that, listen, us as fans, we got to stop acting so freaking entitled to everything. Everything is not for you. Everything is not for me. I'm sorry if I sound mad and angry, but I am kind of mad and angry because you know what? It's like the classic example of somebody in the back of the class won't shut up.
Making you look bad.
Yeah, and they make us look bad. And how much hell, Brian, have I taken for being a Snyder fan because
a
of a
lot more
bunch
than
of
others.
because of jerkwads, right? And then they act like, you know, and then there's some people who just act like, you know, well, she's that Snyder fan, so we'll and he's a nice guy, so we'll take it out on him. Well, screw that, man. You know what?
No,
I don't have time for that. It's absolute BS. Absolute BS. And I'm honestly just kind of tired of it. I'm just kind of over it. And it's like, look, if you don't like something, fine, don't like it. Don't like it.
Yeah,
don't put it off on
else.
me. Don't put it off on me because you don't like me. You know, like you know what I said to somebody the other day, Brian? I said, you know what? In fact, I said it to Cherie. Because we Tiffany and I did this. Yes, DL. You know what, DL? You're absolutely right. I am more excited for Dr. Fate and Hawkman actually than I am seeing The Rock just play The Rock as Black Adam. Yes, you demand to have everything you want. Well, you can't always get what you want, right? But
try sometimes, but you find.
But I told it's not about you, nubnuts. Exactly, Sharia. But I told Sharia because we Tiffany and I just did this thing where we jumped in the car and we just did this live stream like we have done a million times. And somebody came in, they were saying all this negative stuff about me. They were calling me names and stuff. They were alluding to my substitute teaching. I don't know. I started substitute teaching, Brian, because I like to give back and I like to help people. And
why not?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that people it just cracks me up that people think that they're some kind of smart aleck because they want to say something negative about the fact that I actually help my community.
Yeah, well, you have a job. I'm sure that the person that's lobbing such insults probably has none. I sell freaking auto parts for a living. Okay, I am not an expert on film by any stretch. So you're gonna get the fan perspective of me either way. I'm not an expert. We all know this, and yeah, we all disagree from time to time. But
also, the person was making funny stuff like, oh, Enosh, you're just a fat substitute teacher. By the way, new T-shirt coming soon. I follow a fat substitute teacher. That's what they were saying. Oh, you guys all just follow a fat substitute teacher. And then they were going on about saying Tiffany does not look happy. Tiffany looks angry. And I'm like, okay, so that's going to be a new T-shirt as well. Tiffany does not look happy.
Insults your intelligence and tells you what you want to hear. But hey, what do I know?
Imagine that. Can you imagine having a whole platform based around telling people what they want to hear just for clicks, views, and likes?
I think what was his name? Mark Uno, right? I think he did that.
Yeah.
I think
Sith Holocron here. Sith Holocron here with a $2 super chat says, thank you, says The Rock can fall, but I need the JSA to succeed. Yes, I am all about that. Hey, Sith Holocron, do you have a question for the Magic 8 Ball? That's the question. Do you have a question for the Magic 8 Ball? Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate that. I really do. But I was telling Cherie, when I was when we were talking about it, I said, can you imagine being so worthless with your real life that you attack other people on a YouTube channel, right? Because this person was going on about how they had daughters and and that that my kids will never amount to anything and all stuff. My kids are my three boys are three, and I honestly say this, my three boys are the most well-rounded three young men I have ever. Okay, no no question for the Magic 8 Ball. Okay. But they're honestly the most well-rounded kids ever, Brian. They're well-adjusted. They have great personalities. I'm super proud of each one of them for different reasons. And they're super smart. Logan is the top of his class. He's going into engineering. He's taking college credits right now as a junior. He's going to graduate with an associate's degree. He's going off to he's going off to U of M during the school year this year, and so that's awesome. Landon, I'm so proud of him. The kid's lost 80 pounds this last summer.
Dude, looking good.
Oh, dude, he is, dude, man. He's looking great. And he's a phenomenal drummer, man. He's just doing really, really well. Isaac, he's he's so smart. He's loyal. He's dependable. Like when that kid tells you he's going to do something, he does it. He's got a wonderful girlfriend, Brianna, who has just been a blessing to our family, having her and the family and stuff. And they're just great together. And so, but my thing to Cherie was, first of all, can you imagine being that petty to say stuff like that? But then also I said, can you imagine if I was talking about like some real life stuff, Brian, that actually mattered in the real world?
Yeah.
Like, and it wasn't just like movie crap.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if Poindexter Lounge was like some kind of political, thing, or like some like news outlet thing where like we were like talking about like serious issues, right? You know what I mean? Like we're literally talking about superhero crap every week.
Well, the Pantheon, has other shows that talk about, other things besides that as well. I mean, hell, dude, I swapped out the food. We're talking about cars now, man. Look at thatness. We were talking about 1970s Chevrolets. Woohoo! Beautiful rolling art projects is all I gotta say.
Yeah. So you know what? I just that's where I'm at, so like people can think whatever they want to me. I really just don't care. Hey, pretty fly for a Filipino guy. I will just tell you this: be honest with your kids. Just be honest with your kids. Congratulations, by the way, if you're a new dad. That is freaking awesome. When I found out I was going to be a dad for the first time, I mean, look, Isaac, Logan are my stepsons, and they're awesome, but I claim them as my own. They look at me that way. I had all the major conversations with them. I poured into them just as if they were my own, my life. And, but Landon, when I found out that Landon was on the way, it meant a lot to me, especially when I found out I was going to have a boy, Brian, because I didn't have my dad growing up, and so when I found out that I was going to have a son, I literally wanted to do everything that I could to raise my son in the best way that I could, and just show my son the world and everything that I could possibly show him. And one of the things, pretty fly, I would just say to you, just be honest with them. Like I went through a divorce shortly after Landon was born. He was about 3 when we went through the divorce. And you know what? I'd go down to friend of court, like, because I had, anytime I had to change information, because I never fought child support, Brian. I never fought, any of those things, right? Like I just was like, hey, I brought him into this world. I'm going to take care of him. I've always paid for what I was supposed to pay for. I've always done what I was supposed to do to take care of my son, Brian. And I'd go down there and I'd see these deadbeat dads sitting there griping and complaining in the line about how like, oh, she's taking the money and she's using it for this. And they look at me and go, you know what that's like, don't you? And I'm like, no, because I don't really care. I really don't care what she uses the money for. Because you know what? One day my son's going to look at it and know. And you know what? The funny thing is Landon called his mom on a lot of that stuff, actually, when he started getting old enough to understand stuff like that. And, and then there were just other things, right? That like negative things that were said about me or whatever. And I never threw his mom under the bus. I never tried to go after her. I never, tried to, I never got into all that stuff. You know what I did? I just lived my life before my son so that he could see the truth. And as he got older, fly for a Filipino guy, he has seen that. And so not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago, I had to have like a real serious talk with my son about something. Because look, like I said, I've been off the air now for like, gosh, man, almost a month. Okay. That I have not been on here. Right. And there's a reason for that, because I have been so stressed out. I was doing so many things. I was involved in so many things that literally, guys, I would get ready to do a stream and I would kind of have like a basic idea of what I was going to stream, but it was too much for me because I knew I was overwhelmed. And like the idea of, how like there's something that you even love, Brian, but then like sometimes it's like, I just don't want to do it right now. And it's not that I don't love doing this, because I love doing this, guys. This is my therapy, man. This is awesome. But honestly, I just couldn't do it for this last month. I was just too stressed out. And Landon, he's a teenager, right? So he's not perfect, but he was a teenager. He was giving me a hard time about some stuff. And I just told him flat out, I said, listen, this is what I'm dealing with. You're 17 years old. You're going to be a man. You're going to be a legal man here in January. You got to understand this. And he started giving me a hard time about stuff. And I just put it to him. I said, and because now he's older. Now I'm having more adult conversations with my son, right? And I said, listen, man, that I've done this, this, and this. And I understand you put me on a pedestal because I'm your dad. And you think that I can do no wrong. He not that he thinks that I can't do no wrong, but he trusts me with everything, Brian. And that's what kids do. They trust us with everything. They trust us with their lives. And so when you're a parent, they look to you for everything. And I just told him, I said, listen, dude, I am not perfect. I have my breaking point. I said, but all that I've been through. And I told him, and I listed a bunch of stuff because he knows stuff that I've gone through with his mom and others and stuff like that. And I just told him, I said, dude, all that stuff. And I said, have I ever cracked under any of that? He's like, well, no. And I said, have I lost friends over going through a divorce? Yep. He knows that. Right. He knows things that have been said about me that have been done or whatever. And I said, dude, the truth, right? You know the truth of what I've been through. You know the truth of what I've done, what I haven't done. I said, that I've gone out of my way to make sure that your mom was taken care of in every way that I possibly could when all that stuff went down, even though she wasn't going to be with me. I said, I need you to give me some slack right now. I need you to give me some breathing room and understand that I love you, but I can't do everything. You know what I mean? Like last Saturday, dude, I was up on ladders and scaffolding and everything, power washing the church. You know what I mean? And then it was like, and so like, I'm just doing a lot. And so I just told him, I said, you got to give it to me. And so pretty fly for a Filipino guy. I would just tell you in everything, just be honest with your kids. Don't hide things from your kids. Have honest conversations with your kids. Obviously be age appropriate with whatever you have to talk to them about, but don't shy away from the hard subjects like sex and drugs and, those types of things. Be honest with your kids. Don't ever act like to them like something is dirty or it's like off limits, but let them know in whatever way that you need to that you are available to your kids. And that's the best thing, because you know what? Now that he's 17, now that Isaac is 20, going to be 21 next year, and Logan is going to be 18 in a year. He's going to be 17 this year. You know what? They appreciate it now. They appreciate the fact that I've been honest with them this whole time, Brian. And that's the best thing you could do. And you know what? Because of it, I know somebody put in there like, man up, Landon. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, you do suck. You know what? Landon has been really great this week, because after he saw what I was going through and that I was taking a break even from doing this, because like my family knows if I'm taking a break from streaming, right? I mean, like how many people over the past course of, past couple of years or whatever that we've been doing this with a lot of our friends, have said, oh, I'm quitting, I'm going away or whatever. And I was like, yeah, don't do that. Never said I was quitting, never said I was going away, but I just needed a break. And
I've never done that before.
Right. And so, but so I've been the one trying to encourage people to stay, right? But my thing was like, after I was honest with Landon and I just said, look, man, I am stressed. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. And I need you to come alongside and help me and not be a hindrance to me and not fight me on this. You know what? That kid every day, man, has found me and given me a hug and just asked me how my day was. And I've needed that. But that just goes to show you how wonderful my family really is.
Well, I mean, I think you and I've kind of almost in one aspect, you and I've had some very similar years in the fact that we've lost. You and I have lost somebody that meant a hell of a lot to us, And that doesn't
lost my grandma.
That doesn't help either. I lost my dad, so it was like, so I mean, it's like I totally get what you're coming from, man, and like I basically lost my mom.
You
Yeah,
know,
and that's where I was like, no, because and then when people would say stuff, and I'd be like, no, dude, Enosh, dude, he's been through that, and knowing full well I just been through it too. So I'm like, bro, no, everybody just needs to take a step back, and then, but I understand breaks and stuff like that. For me, I tried My problem is my life sucks so much that this is it. Like, if I didn't do this, I don't know, man. Like, it would be a really, really sad existence, man.
Well, that's things like, you know, like I needed to take a break, right? But like I said, it wasn't that I'm not going to do it anymore. It's just that I found some solace in some other things. I spent some time with my wife, you know. I spent some time with my kids. I spent some time by myself, man. I bought that pinball machine, right? And I've been playing a lot of Star Wars pinball, man, and just having some time to myself. I've watched a lot of shows that I've wanted to watch. There was just no time for because it would get to be, you know, 11 o'clock and I'm having to prep for a show at midnight, you know, all those things. And it was like, finally, it was like, you know what? Okay, I'm not going to worry about this. I'm just going to take a minute and just do what I want, you know, and what I need to do to better myself. But yeah, you know, Brian, what I realized was, you know, like I hit the ground running when my grandma died, right?
Mm-hmm.
I
threw myself into work. Me too.
Yeah.
Like,
I never took the time to actually mourn, you know, and I get alone in my own thoughts, and I'm the type of person that just deals with stuff because I'm always the guy that I want the ball, right? When it's crunch time, right? I try to delegate to other people, but if somebody falls through, like, you know, and they don't do what they're, you know, what they need to do, I'll take the ball and I'll run with it because I know that I can do that. But you got to know your limitations. And, you know, Nerd Coast Nostra says some people may not like this message, but oh well, I'm praying for you and your family daily. Stay strong and focused on what matters. Dude, Nerd Coast Nostra is a great guy, by the way. I've talked to him several times, like not in person, but on the phone and stuff. And thank you. Thank you, man, to him and to everyone who has who's reached out to me and just showed me some love. And you know what? And I want you guys to know that, like, all of you who you know, who've said, you know, hey Nash, we miss you, you know, and stuff. But like these kind of words right here is like, Nash, there's no need to explain yourself. If you need a break, take a break. And listen, I'll be honest with you. There's always that push, right? Because honestly, you know, like the YouTube channel is a source of income for me. Right. And it's a good source of income. I mean, it's been a great supplement. Like last year when I mean, I'm just being transparent here. I mean, I wasn't making bank like some of these big channels or whatever, but there was a huge part of our living that came from this and from selling t-shirts and from selling different things, you know? And so your super chats matter. When Tiffany comes in and says, thank you for giving a super chat, she means it because it matters. And every $2 or $5 or $10 or, you know, I mean, then you got H Barts like tonight, drop $100, you know, or like, you know, Todd, when they give him a hard time, you know, like, so I'm like, don't be giving people a hard time because they want to support the channel, you know, like I appreciate everybody who does that. But you know, but the thing is like, it's not all about money either. You know, it's like, you got to know when to do your thing. So I don't want to dwell on this all night, but that's just my take on that. It's like, money's not everything.
I took a 3-week break. I mean, there was no Star Trek, but still, I mean,
and it sucks though, because, you know, you feel like you got to start all over, Brian. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we had a lot of momentum, like, you know, all of our streams, like all of a sudden we had 100 people a night or more, you know.
I'm sorry. I got really depressed at the end of July, man. It was just like, bro, I couldn't do it. And then I had so much on my plate, new job, new everything. It was just like, nah, bro, I can't.
Yeah. And so, you know what? So, you know, we're back. I'm starting up, you know, I'm starting up all over again. And so like I said, I appreciate it. I'm seeing all you guys' comments here right now in the chat. And that means the world to me, guys. It really does. Pretty fly for a Filipino guy with the $4.99 super chat says, thanks. Honesty is sometimes not easy. Great tip. It is, man. That is, dude, honesty. It's not easy. Okay. But if you are not transparent with your kids don't see it, or your family or whatever, they see through us. They absolutely see through us. Sith Holocron with a $2 super sticker. Thank you, Sith Holocron. Yeah. So yo, just be, I saw 187's comment. Yo, just be honest and truthful, and as much as you can, and you too can be a big baller, you know. But that's why I look, you know, like when people come after me, sometimes you guys kind of see me get a little emotional sometimes, because like this is how I live my life, right? I try to live my life honestly and open before everybody. And so, like, look, when somebody wants to bitch at me because I like the Snyder Cut version of Justice League or whatever, and they try to compare me to these people who are out here doing horrible things, or they don't like my take on something. Look, if you don't like my take on something, look, I'm going to let you down. There's going to be times you guys aren't going to like me.
You don't want to get labeled, okay? You don't want to get labeled an anti or beta. Like that.
Oh, I know. I know, right? I get it. But you know what? Yeah, no, I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna continue to be me, and we got the Jay Oliva thing, but moving right along, one of the things that I did catch up on, Brian, was Superman and Lois, the show. So I did. I finished. Whoops, I finished season 2 of Superman and Lois, and can I just say this? Listen, you guys know what a big Superman fan I am, right? I mean, it's pretty well documented at this point what kind of Superman fan I am. Okay, and I got
a Superman fan.
Yeah, no. So I got a bunch of these pictures here to show in just a second. And look, I wore my Superman shoes to the school this week.
Nice.
I've been putting off wearing them because I didn't want to mess them up. But then I was like, you know what? Nah, you know what? Dang it, I'm wearing them. I am going to wear them, and I did. And I enjoyed wearing them, and everybody really, really liked them. And they was like, "Oh my gosh, those are so cool!" And so, thank you, Tiffany, for getting those for me. But she got those for me for Father's Day. That's how long it's been since I've put off wearing them. This was last season's Superman suit. I've been very, very vocal that this suit is absolute garbage trash. I'm sorry. There's no other way to put it. There are some episodes, Brian, have you watched Superman and Lois?
The pilot.
Okay. There are some episodes in Superman and Lois with this suit from seasons 1 and 2 that collar is like sticking. It almost looks like it's an inch away from his chest. Right. And not in a good way. They're like, oh, look at his muscles. No, it's literally like you can see it. And you can even see here. Suit. You can see here that the suit is so padded. The front of his body is just flat. You know what I mean? It doesn't look. There's nothing that looks naturally curved about this. It does not form fit his body. And here's the problem: Tyler Hoechlin is actually cut. Tyler Hoechlin, man, has a great body. Let's just be honest. Tyler Hoechlin has a great body, but you look at these arms, right? These arms do not look natural. Now this is a good picture of it. I'll be honest with you, but when you look in the show, Brian, there are times in the show, man, where this part right here doesn't make any sense whatsoever because it's like so padded up here that it like comes down at this weird angle. And then all of a sudden the shoulder is like it just sticks way out here, and it doesn't look
like
natural.
A 90s business suit or an 80s business suit.
An 80s business suit. Yes, it looks like these big shoulder pads. Listen, I love Superman. I love all incarnations. Oh, you just love Henry Cavill. No, shut up. That's not true at all. I love Christopher Reeve. I loved the Superboy show from the 80s, man, with John Newton and then Gerard Christopher, who I think is probably one of the best that's ever been in one of those suits. But that's the Christopher Reeve style suit, right? I love Dean Cain. And Dean Cain had a suit that sometimes was a little weird because it took him a minute to get the suit because they wanted to show the progression of the suit, right? So I didn't like the Superman Returns suit because I felt like the S was too small and it was too skinny looking and whatnot. But this suit, folks, has gotten on my nerves, something fierce, because to me, there's no excuse that this suit should look like this. First of all, the S looks dirty. I mean, look how dirty this S looks.
Well, I mean, for people who criticize the, Cavill suit for being bland, it's like,
yeah.
And you like this?
Well, and here's the thing. Not only does this look dirty, but it looks like he's wearing a sweater. Tiffany has said often, she goes, because I got a Superman.
It does look like a sweater.
I got a Superman. It almost looks like thermal underwear, right?
Like ironed on patch.
Yeah. And the thing is, I've got a Superman shirt that's kind of made out of that thermal underwear kind of material, whatever, and Tiffany says it's exactly what this looks like. It looks like he's wearing a sweater or thermal underwear. And it's all bunched up. You can see in different areas and stuff. And so I have been very, very vocal that I don't like this. This week, we got to look at the new outfit. So we're going to look at some different pictures. First of all, this was the first one that I saw. And I'll be honest with you, I looked at this and I went, this looks great. This right here looks much better to me. It's tapered into his body. Yes, yeah, Black Star. Yes, it was different in Supergirl. I didn't like the cape because the cape attached at the shoulders, right? But that being said, I would gladly go back to that suit right now, other than what we had for the last 2 seasons. Because to me, the one that we've had for the last 2 seasons was just that bad.
I like that raised S. It's kind of like one of those fitted hats where the logo of the team's raised up a little bit. Or Superman, because you can get those hats too. But like, yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, this actually looked pretty decent at first, upon first glance. Okay. But I'm going to show you something here in a minute. Like I said, I actually kind of like the colors. I like how the muscles look more natural in this. You know, the raised S looks cool. It didn't look as dirty, you know, like the other one did. Here it is from another angle, though.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Dude, that looks like a freaking costume you can buy at the freaking
Thank you.
Spirit Halloween.
Is it just me, or is this looks different than this?
Yeah.
But it's the same. Because this wasn't well lit. This is it just looked better. This is the suit. And so you can see here that what looked like just a nice raised S is
it's an optical illusion. No.
Yeah, it's just that it's still got this weird crosshatch thing where it still looks like long johns, to be honest with you. I mean, look at it. It looks airbrushed on. The muscles look airbrushed on. I like the belt. If I'm being honest, I like the belt, but this looks nice and kind of rubbery, you know, at least. No.
Oh no.
There it is. It looks, except for the long johns look.
It looks like a cardboard cutout, dude. Like
I know. I like the length of the cape. Now, if you look at the boots, the boots look a little bunched. It's kind of weird. It looks like it almost looks like his calves aren't holding up the pleather boots or something here. To be honest, if it wasn't for the texture, this wouldn't look bad, but this makes all those muscles look airbrushed on, because they are. Let's be honest. That's the problem, is they are.
It looks like a bad Spider-Man suit.
Yeah, it just, I don't understand what is so hard about making a Superman suit. Now, this was cool. You can see here, they're talking about bringing in Darkseid for season 3, I guess. And there's some Darkseid symbol stuff there. I think this is supposed to be Overlord, maybe. But like, he looks fine. He looks okay. But I wish something better for Tyler Hoechlin, because listen, I want to like, you noticed. Thank you. I'm glad you like my, what's up, Toronto Freddy? Good to see you, man. I've been seeing your stuff on TikTok. By the way, go follow us on TikTok and all the other socials, because I have been doing a lot of videos on TikTok lately. And if you follow me on my personal TikTok, there's Poindexter Lounge, and then there's Enosh Fett. If you follow the Enosh Fett one, you're going to get a lot more personal stuff from me about just me, not necessarily nerd stuff, but just me. But yeah, this is the problem that I have, Toronto Freddy, is that Tiffany and I were watching the show, and Tiffany even said to me, because I said, what do you think when it was done? I said, what do you think? She goes, you know what? It's not that it's bad. It's that it's not great. It's not good either. It's like one of those shows that's it's mid. It is literally the definition of mid for me. And I want it to be better, Brian. And I want the I just want the suit to be decent. And I know, Kenneth, Kenneth, I love you, man. You know, I love you, bro. And I don't, he's wearing a carpet. That's awesome. The carpets obviously match the drapes though. But here's the thing, Kenneth and Kenneth and I have talked about, this, and, you know, he doesn't seem to have a problem with the suit. I'll just say I do. And this suit literally takes me out of the show, Brian. I want so much more for Superman. And Kenneth has brought up to me and said, oh, but it's the CW. So, you know, they don't have a lot of budget. And I don't buy that. I don't buy that, because there have been other suits, Brian, on the CW that have been great. And once we saw, what's his name? Brandon Routh with the Kingdom Come Superman costume that was absolute fire. There is no excuse in my mind why Tyler Hoechlin shouldn't be deserving of a good Superman suit. There's just no reason for this. There's no reason why this should look so cheap. I mean, this looks like his mom made it. Is it just me? I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's bad. Like, there's not really getting around it.
Clark has no fashion sense. Jay, I would honestly, I would take that first costume back, to be honest, because it looked more natural on him. Yeah, it looks too airbrushed. Is that the Atom? But then what are the SS? I don't know that that's the Atom, dude. I don't think that's not the Atom, dude. That's not the Atom. Thanks, Darkness. Appreciate it. Thanks, Darkness. Let's see. It was Instagram that you and I yeah, I've been looking at I've been checking out your Instagram, Toronto Freddy. It's great. R Wicks here says, I wish the muscle shading was a little more toned down. Let's wait till we see it in the show. Yeah, I'm gonna wait till I see it on the show. Here, Black Star Afro says, if you could choose one thing to change on him, the suit or the 5 o'clock permanent shadow on his face, the suit. Listen, I got action figures, man. That Superman's got a beard. Superman's had a beard in the comics many times, Brian. So I'll take that over. I'll take that over. Yeah, look, came in. You know what? That's things. A lot of people love the show. I like the show. I like a lot of the ideas about the show. Is it came in or comment? Like I do. I really honestly like the concepts of the show. I like the fact that that he had okay, so I see what you're saying, Shifty-gism, but hold on a second. Hold on just a second, Brian, because everybody's saying this, but I got the figure right here.
I don't know, man. Rather stormtrooperish to me, but I could be wrong.
Well, I don't want to take it down, but okay, I'm not going to take it down because I'm going to knock everything down if I do it. But I got the Superman figure back here, where it's when he was taken over by Darkseid, and it's a similar pattern. I'm just saying it's a similar pattern. It's not exact, but yeah, it's a similar pattern. But yeah, it's not the Atom Man you meant. Okay, yeah, it could be Atom Man. That's fine. Like I said, what's up, Anthony? Good to see you, man. I missed a super chat. Did I?
Yeah, I don't know. Was it a member?
It's a member super chat. Oh, it's Anthony's. That's why. Okay, hold on a second. Let me pull that up, buddy. Oops. Oops. But I gotta pull this up to do that. Get his member chat here. All right. It says, how are you, buddy? By the way, you're the best ever. Thank you, Anthony. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you. Yeah, you know what? And Kenneth, that's fine, man. That's fine. Like I said, I don't think that he's the best Superman, but I don't think that it's necessarily all his fault either. I just want them to give me something that looks like Superman, that feels like Superman for me. And this just has not been feeling like Superman. And it's not just me. Tiffany has felt the same way. And so have other people that I've talked to. Yes, you're right. The villain might be Bruno Mannheim. I do believe Mannheim is because they reference him at the end of the season. So he's got connection to the dark side. Yes. And look, it's fine. Look, no, Kenneth, no. This is for me. The coloring on Tyler's Superman suit is better than Henry's Man of Steel suit. I like his suit, but the coloring was not too keen. I can't agree on that. I can't. No, you just like. I agree. This looks like Superman cosplay to me. To be honest with you, it just looks like Superman cosplay to me. I wish it was better. I want it to be better.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not the basic Superman suit at Party City, but it's like the deluxe $70 version. But yeah. I mean,
well, and I will say this: the padding looks better in this. I'll give him that. So this could look great on screen because the padding looks so much better on this than it did in that other one. Because at least it doesn't look like the padding is completely taking him over. But you can even see. Do you see this right here? Like, even on this one, the weird bunching where it doesn't look like a normal shoulder.
Yeah, it's come on.
And then it's like it's super tight over here, and like
it's television.
I know,
hope.
but there's been good television ones, Brian, and so that's my whole thing. So that's all the pictures that I had of that. But again, it's better than that.
Upgrade nonetheless.
It's an upgrade. It's an upgrade.
But when the bar is set so low, come on now.
I don't know, man. This suit is fourth 1,000 with $2 super chat says this suit is a porno quality version of Cavill's. I'll say this about that though, dude. Like a lot of those adult film things now that they're doing, with parodies and everything like that. I'll be honest with you, I've seen some of those outfits. I mean, think about the one that they did at Batman 66. I think that was one of the first ones they did. I mean, they had real trailers for that stuff. Like, didn't have the adult stuff in it. Just had the actors and everything. Yeah, the actors. And they actually got the costume designer from Batman 66, Brian, to do that first adult film of that. And so
nice.
all the costumes looked authentic, which is just crazy to me, but they did. But they did. Yeah. And, right. And so some of them have been that way, because that's the other thing that bugs me. If an adult film, Brian, can make more authentic looking costumes, then yeah, I'm sorry, Sally, like,
yeah, I mean,
they should be able to do it. They should be able to make a better one. Brian, have you watched She-Hulk? You've been watching She-Hulk?
My subscription to Disney Plus ran out with right after episode 2.
Okay. What did you think of the first 2 episodes?
Not bad. I don't hate it. Like with all these Marvel shows, I take them as they come. I don't expect much from them, so I don't get disappointed. So if it's something that I don't like, I'm not going to go on a warpath about it because it's not that big a deal. Mostly, I just got hooked on House of Dragons and then Game of Thrones, like really bad.
Yeah. Oh, come on. You're going to tell me that you don't think the Man of Steel costume is better than that?
The Man of Steel costume is better than that. I'm sorry.
Come on, dude. There's not even any
the detail on the S alone. That. The detail on the S alone, bro. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's no laughing about that, dude. No. I mean, look, I can.
I mean, I'm the first person to poke fun at Snyder fans. I'm sure Fourth will attest. Okay, or that segment of the Snyder fandom. Okay, I will take shots whenever I feel necessary. Okay, it just is what it is. But I still love the movies. Dude, I think that the Man of Steel suit is the best Superman suit there is. I'm sorry, and Ben Affleck's bat suit is like, I mean, it's superseded some of the ones I really like.
I have seen this suit up close, ladies and gentlemen.
That's a cool ass suit. I like that.
And I'm sorry, but this suit, no, this suit. No, Cherie, you have not missed the J Oliva stuff. That's coming up here in just a second. But no, I have seen this suit and I have seen the BVS suit up close, and they are both great suits. They are both awesome. Yes, Cherie, they are performers. not actors. She's talking about the adult movie version. They're performers, yes. Oh, come on, Ken. Look, Ken, no, buddy, no. Please don't make excuses like this. Because, dude, I'm gonna call it the way I see it, bro. Listen, let's be honest. They just wanted a bigger looking Superman. He says the reason that the suit Enosh is padded in seasons 1 and 2 is because it gets cold in Vancouver, and CW did not want to build a thin Superman suit for Tyler. That's why I was. No, I don't believe that for a second, bro. No, man. They wanted a bigger Superman. Look, that's all they wanted. They wanted him to be bigger than he was, and so that's why they did it, man. Let's just call it the way it is, bro. Like, you know, I mean, but this is what it reminds me of sometimes. But you know, I mean, it's not this bad.
That's what the suit looks like.
Yeah, it's not that bad,
though.
Right? Like I mean, dude, this suit is fantastic. This is the BVS suit, and this suit's fantastic.
I think it's because Henry Cavill looks fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, Henry Cavill. I mean, a lot of it is. Let's be honest. A lot of it is his natural build, right? But because they didn't have to put a ton of padding into it. But dude, I've seen this thing up close, man.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. It's
but it doesn't distract. It doesn't distract.
What's the other one that actually has like the writing running through it? Like, I love that.
Oh yeah, that's the BVS one. Yes, yeah, that's the BVS one. So yeah, no, dude, that's not because they don't want it. They didn't want him to get cold, dude. Come on. Let's be honest here. Come on. You know, he's just playing a superhero. There's been a ton of other superheroes, you know, from that. So no, I can't do it. But if we look at let's see, Superman and Lois season Superman on Supergirl costume.
Supergirl costumes?
Yeah, Supergirl costumes. I'm trying to find.
I was shopping.
Well, here's that costume though. I mean, here's kind of what that costume looked like. The belt was
Injustice.
Yeah, the belt was atrocious. You know, so hold on a second here. I don't know why it didn't give me Google. All right, can you see Google?
Yeah.
Superman
Excuse me.
Supergirl show costume. Let's see what that shows us. Yeah. Here's some good ones. Okay, so here's a good one. Right, so here was, at least this looks like form fitting to him.
Yeah. I don't like how the cape's attached. That looks really bad.
Yeah, I don't like the way the cape's attached either, but at least this looks form fitting to him and not just like over padded. But yeah. So there you go. So it just is what it is. Fourth 1,000 with a $5 super chat says, "What's wrong, Superman? Kryptonite? No, cold tonight." What is that padding in your super suit, or are you just happy to see me?
He had to relocate the Fortress of Solitude.
Yeah, exactly.
It's too damn cold.
There you go. So but yeah, so that's that. Real quick, my take on She-Hulk. It's okay. It's not horrible. There's a lot of parts that I've liked about it. I'll be honest with you. I don't like what's his name as the Hulk anymore. I feel like
Rufio. I mean Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, I feel like they've made Mark Ruffalo just unlikable. And I know that it looks like they got some ideas, some plans maybe for like a World War Hulk kind of thing. And if they do, that'll be cool. But we need to see Raging Hulk again. We need to stop with this
Smart
yeah.
Hulk, you don't like him?
Yeah, no. Yeah, I know this, Anthony, that's the Superman on the show is not the same Superman as the one in those pictures. I get that. It's not because they said that it's not the Arrowverse anymore. I get that. But still, yeah, I mean the costume in general, I mean it it is what it is. But like I said, I would go back to that costume, and I didn't like that costume. But as far as She-Hulk, I'm not convinced that I like the actress that much. But it is what it is. I'm seeing. Okay, Michelle's saying, can you ask Nash if you saw my comment, please, hun, about my husband calling me Supergirl all day because of my T-shirt today. Were you wearing a Supergirl T-shirt or a Superman T-shirt? I'm guessing. Yeah.
If so, that's awesome.
There you go, Cherie. Yeah, I'm not. I would have been fine with a Smart Hulk thing if we would have saw the progression to get him there, and then it would have been for a while or whatever. Or, it kind of goes back and forth. But yeah, like even when Professor Hulk was there, Professor Hulk was not permanent, and some of the stuff with Professor Hulk just doesn't make much sense. I mean, is he just wearing those glasses because of a fashion statement?
Yeah, right.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. It's whatever. Like I said, with that show, I just sit back, relax, and let it happen. Like, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, I can't hate it. It's something. You know what I mean? So I just don't.
Yeah, R. Wicks, I feel like Smart Hulk serves his purpose. Obviously, I don't have a problem with the character in general. I'm just really not liking the way that Ruffalo plays the character. It just seems very just to me. But yeah, I 4,000. This is what it was. I felt like it was all right for this show, but I'm ready to see the real Hulk again. And it was cool to see the Abomination return. That was cool. I've liked the stuff with Wong. And I like the fact that she breaks the fourth wall. I like that. I dig that. So and again, the people complaining and griping about She-Hulk and saying, like, listen, did I need to see She-Hulk twerking? No. But everybody who's like, She-Hulk wouldn't do that. Yes, she would. Yes,
yeah,
she would.
exactly. But does it matter though? Like, honestly, like at the end of the day, this is it. This is our gripe about the show this week.
Yeah. Yeah, but she
Kids
would
could watch this. Well, see, here's the thing. Okay, this is
because she would. I mean, they literally have her in the comic, like, jump roping naked.
Well, exactly. But here's what I'm trying to say about like most of the response that I've seen. The pearl clutching aspect of things.
Yeah,
it's from people who advocate for R-rated movies for superheroes.
Yeah.
So it's like, how could you sit back and say, I want an R-rated Batman versus Superman where Batman uses the F word, but I'm not okay with twerking on She-Hulk.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. That to me, like, I'm going to draw the line there and be like, okay, no, I'm sorry. You can't want one thing but get your, your undergarments in a twist when over something else. I mean, you've clearly stated that you do not like the show. So why go out of your way to find things that you really don't like about it? I mean, unless you're playing the YouTube game.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree, Brian. And yeah, Jake Asali, you're right. Is that you, Andrew, or is that somebody just
It's Andrew.
Is it Andrew? Okay, I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen that.
But do your kids have TikTok? Just, you know.
Yeah. Oh, but I agree with this. I agree with this. You know, it's I don't know, man. You know, I agree. Edward Norton, I think, was a great Hulk. I really loved Ed Norton as the Hulk. I really did. Oops. So I was trying to pull up. Oh, here it is. I found the oops. So I found the panel, Brian, on Reddit. Have you seen the panel of her jump roping naked?
No, but I imagine people would have a conniption if they saw it on Disney Plus. Oh my God, Deadpool's
I know,
on
right?
there. My stars and daughters.
Can you imagine? But no, here's the panel that's actually from there. I mean, John Byrne, who did the reboot of Superman that I love. I mean, like they just barely got her covered there, you know. And yeah, she's, you know, jump roping naked there. That'd be a good episode.
How about we just stop complaining?
That'd be a good idea too, Brian. I would like that idea too. But you know, I mean, like, look, hey, if Disney wants to throw this in there, I'll take this.
Don't care.
Yeah.
Yep, that's fine.
You know, like, you know, look, I get it. There's a lot of misogynistic a-holes out there, Brian. Okay, but can I just say this? Since when, like, are we not able to like acknowledge that a woman is pretty or beautiful or does something sexy? Like, I'm so sick and tired.
How dare we?
I am so sick and tired, Brian, of this world that we're in, where it's like everybody will cry about how, you know, about sexual liberation and, you know, and like, oh yeah, girl, go get it. You know, go be a porn star, go be a stripper, go have an OnlyFans, whatever. But the second somebody says that woman is sexy or my God, I enjoyed that, then you're a pig.
Yeah.
Like, and there's a lot of pigs out there. Trust me, I get it. I understand that, and I don't condone that. But for God's sake, like, I don't know, man.
Lay off. It's cool.
You know, like twerking is twerking. Fourth 1,000 with a $5 super chat. By the way, fourth 1,000. Do you have a question for the Magic 8-Ball? There you go. It says, you think Wong and Madison will be a thing? I hope so. There seems to be unresolved biz with her selling her soul to Satan and her drinking problem. That's a good question, man. I haven't watched this week's episode yet. So I'll just say I don't know if her and Wong will be a thing. I don't know. I'm just kind of waiting at this point. Just kind of waiting. Cherie, perv. Hey, listen. Just saying, nothing wrong with it. You know what? But the thing is like a lot of women will look at men, you know, and notice a man's attributes or whatever, you know, and you know.
Yeah,
I have heard this as well. Actually, I think China would have probably made a good natural. I have not seen that.
She did. I've seen it.
Okay, how did it look? I mean, you know, the costume. I mean,
it was perfect. I mean, honestly, it looks better than the other one. It was perfect. Sorry, you could go watch. There's websites.
Wow.
Too. I'm not going to tell you.
Hold on a second here. Let's see.
Not hard to find.
I wonder if I can find.
Moving on.
Hold on a second. I wonder if I can find a family safe. Oh dear God. Let's see. Not that picture. Like, the funny thing is no, you know what? The funny thing is like, it's not showing any nudity, but like there's just a picture of her like in a compromising position. Like she's fully clothed here in this one, in all these pictures that I just pulled up, but I just don't want to, I mean, it looks bad because of just how she's looking. She's got a groaning look on her face. I will just say that. But you know what? This okay. Hold on.
It's not that suit.
Okay, this one will work. This one will work. Here. Okay. So So let's take a look at this because yes, make sure nothing else is showing here. Okay. Wow, that's funny. Wow, she actually looks really good. Just like she looked really good, actually. I mean, I'm not looking at the other stuff, but
so green. See?
yeah, let's see. I mean, yeah, they painted her green. They just flat up painted her green. But yeah, there it is. Huh.
Yeah,
Pretty
not bad.
accurate. Yeah, it's pretty accurate. You got back here, you got the Asgardian stuff, man. You got Thor. Oops, be careful.
You got Mjolnir.
I mean, there's no nudity. I didn't pull up anything.
Don't worry, they don't use any of that in the movie either. It's just,
yeah,
it's just so you know.
they don't use the hammer and the
no.
Okay. All right. Whoops. Okay. Whoops. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Didn't show anything, but yeah. Watcher, what's up? Is my chat working? Yes, your chat is working. Did you say something?
Jade.
What was that?
Facts. Sorry, it's funny.
Bunch of women haters on the internet. What did Jade say?
Yeah, Triple H knows.
Triple H, no. Yes,
Yeah,
Triple H knows. Yes, he does. Much to the chagrin of what's her name? Yeah, 4,000 with $5 super chat says, sorry, Madison, to me is the hottest thing to hit any Marvel show. Unfortunately, we are all in an era where we mourn our sexuality. Not me, though. Yeah, I mean, look, like kind of like what I was talking about earlier, right? Like, to be honest, right? To be honest with each other, So there you go. Sometimes you got to be honest, Sometimes you just got to be honest with yourself and with others. Oh, I did see the Elvis film. Have you seen the Elvis film, Brian?
No, not yet.
So it was interesting because I really enjoyed it. I will say this about the Elvis film. The first half doesn't know what the heck it wants to be. The first half is all over the place. It jump cuts way too quick. It makes way too many poor choices just trying to jump into the story. But and you know what it reminds me of, Brian? It reminds me of like feeding a kid a bunch of sugar and he's getting all hyped up. He's bouncing off the walls and stuff. And then like for the second half, the movie settles down and it knows what it wants to be. And then it tells its story and it's good. And it's good. Yep. If we got some stuff right and wrong about the king, I don't know, man. I'll tell you what, man. I think it got a lot right about Elvis. To be honest with you, there's a lot of stuff that, like the people put Elvis on quite a pedestal, and Elvis had a lot of issues for sure. So, nah, Tiffany won't get mad. Tiffany, you know what Tiffany would say to me if I told her about that? She would go, "I want to see." That's what Tiffany would say. That's what Tiffany would say. Me and my wife have a very yeah, she's not worried about stuff like that. The Poindexter Lounge after dark, yes. Oh man, just green all over my face. China was the edible Hulk.
Oh no.
Wow.
Damn.
Right. Dang.
That took us down a rabbit hole.
Dang, yeah, she's cool like that. Tiffany is cool like that. Yeah, so it just, it is what it is. But yeah, just but yeah, the Elvis movie, I like the Elvis movie. There's some parts that could have been better, but for the most part, I thought it was really good. And I'll tell you what, it opened up a lot of the ideas about Colonel Parker and his abuse of Elvis. And it's too bad. It is really too bad. What Elvis went through. But yeah. Okay. Real quick, we only got a couple more things and then we will call it a night. But we've got let's see, we talked about Black Adam, had a little Mermaid. Okay. So I know everybody, you know, had a differing opinion about the Batgirl thing, you know, about the movie getting canceled and stuff. I've said it over and over again now, and I know that it's not the popular thing, but let's be genuinely honest. Everybody's like, oh, the creatives. Well, RJ's the creatives. Professional people are looking at this in a professional manner and saying, yeah, it sucks, but stuff happens. Even at this level, let's say.
Oh, I get it, but my thing about it is that if certain things were to be believed by other segments of the DC fandom, that, you know, if it was really about the entertainment, you know, then more people would be rallying to the side of this movie for support. That's where I kind of take issue with, because being involved in this group for the better part of 2 years now, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm sorry. I think more people should have been more upset about it. But the thing is that that group of fans was already shitting on it when they announced it. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, I'm kind of all over the place. It sucks that it didn't happen. I understand, you know, Hollywood's a business, this, that, and the other thing. I don't think it's going to really affect creatives as certain people would like to think, because it's a job's a job. And Hollywood's one of those next man up type situations where it's like, all right, well, so-and-so's not working out. Call on the next guy. Let's go. I mean, it's entertainment. That's why it's like, I always bring up sports analogies, because I feel it's something that people could relate to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's kind of like just being a part of a sports team or a fan of a sports team, and they're not doing too good. So you're like, okay, well, and as a fan, you're sitting there speculating, well, if they get rid of so-and-so and so-and-so, we're going to go. We're the Detroit Lions are going to win 5 games this year. Okay. Like, I'm just
good luck with that.
I don't know, man. Niners look like trash this weekend too. So I'm just saying, like, you go through those times where the management's not the best. The front office is terrible. You've got trash players. They can't seem to draft anybody. You know, you end up like the Cleveland Browns, but you're an entertainment franchise. So it's like, I don't know. With Batgirl, I just, you know, it'd be like letting go of that player that just wasn't up to scratch. But the fans, but some of the fans got behind that player because, you know, they had a highlight like a year or two ago.
Yeah, no, very true. But they, you know, Michael Keaton just won an Emmy over the weekend or this last week, and they caught up with him and asked him some questions about just that, about the Batgirl, and also with Brendan Fraser, they asked him the same questions, and so honestly, I'm not surprised with the answers. I'm not surprised with how these things were answered, and I wanted to play that tonight because I feel like we need to stop just being so speaking for other people, you know. Let people speak for themselves, and this is what he had to say.
Another iconic performance of yours. When will we next see you as Batman, and what was your reaction to Batgirl not getting released?
It was kind of, I don't really, you know, I think it was a business decision. I'm going to assume it was a good one. I really don't know. I don't follow that much.
Another iconic performance of yours.
He doesn't care.
Nah, it's just a job. It's a paycheck. Like,
yeah.
Shit. I'm sure he's been a part of many movies that never saw the light of day.
He just doesn't care. Everybody's like, well, how does Michael Keaton feel about it? Like, he shot things for this movie. He shot things for Aquaman, and obviously he's going to be in The Flash. He just doesn't care. And you can tell by his attitude. And I think it was a dumb question to ask him at this moment, because he just won an award for something, you know, that he really did enjoy. And like to ask him about that. You're right, Anthony. He just doesn't care, man. Like, yep. He's like, I got paid. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
I'm
And I love how
I
he
don't
said.
care.
I love how he said it was a business decision. I think, and I'm guessing it was probably a good one. You know, he probably knows. He probably saw some of the stuff. He knew what they were making, but that wasn't it. Because Brendan Fraser was also asked about it, and he had this to say.
What's next for you two?
Wow. I don't know. What do you got on board?
I got a play. I'm a theater kid. I got a revival of a play I wrote called The Bright New Boise that's going up in New York in the winter. And I got a new play called The Case for the Existence of God, which I'm hoping is going to continue on to. It premiered last summer. So, but then I don't know. I'm not sure.
Batgirl. Oh.
Here's
I did, didn't I? Inside voice, outside voice.
well. And my last question for the both of you is.
Yeah, he kind of went there, you know. He's probably dealing with it his own way, but I don't think that he's like burying his head, you know, in the sand either. You know, he's talking about it. He brought it up. You know, they said, "What do you got coming out?" Batgirl. Oh yeah, that's right. You know, there's more to this video where he's actually like, "Did I just say that out loud?" You know, like he just said their inside voice, outside voice. But by the way, can I just point out, like I love the guy and everything, but is it just me, Brian, or is he turning into Rodney Dangerfield?
Yeah, kind of.
Slowly but surely, he's kind of turning into Rodney Dangerfield.
If he does Rock and Rodney, I'm out.
Especially right there. You know what he looks like, Brian? He looks like David Lee Roth and Rodney Dangerfield had a kid.
David Lee Dangerfield.
Yeah. Yep.
Panama don't get no respect.
The watcher here says they all got to see the movie before it got axed, and Keaton was in one scene. Well, he was actually in 5 scenes total. But Keaton was in one scene, and they all got paid. No harm, no foul. Yeah, watcher, I'm right there with you, man. That's exactly how I feel about it. I figure they're the ones who saw it. They're the ones who know what they did, how they acted in it, and you know, it's done. And everybody griping about it or complaining about it or acting like, you know, it's a travesty. Listen, it sucks. And I've already said this about this. It sucks when you work on something and you put a lot into it and then it doesn't happen, right? But everything is not up to snuff all the time, guys. And
well, didn't they say the same thing about another movie too, though?
Well, but see, that's different though, Brian. And I'll tell you why it's different. It's not.
I mean,
it's not different. No, I know. It's not different because it's Snyder Cut, right? It's not that way for me at all. That's not the way it is for me at all. Because the thing is that this we were given a reason why we didn't see it. They were upfront and honest about it from the very beginning, and they said, "Look, we're putting it away because." We tried to do it. It started off as a direct to streaming movie, and it got pushed. But they wanted to make it theatrical, and it was just, hey, it didn't matter how hard we put into it or how much money we put into it. It just didn't look that way. And actually, it's later said by Brendan Fraser the same thing that it was supposed to be a streaming movie, but it just wasn't. You know, doing its thing as a theatrical movie. And look, it's not a good idea to just put good money after bad, basically. And there was that. The problem with the Snyder Cut was that a man was robbed of his film, yes, but it was also the circumstances that were revolved around it, and we were lied to, right? Look, if it comes out that we were lied to and whatnot, that, you know, that's a completely different story. But we were told that that Justice League that came out in 2017 was his movie. That was Zack Snyder's vision. And that obviously wasn't Zack Snyder's vision. You know, it's a different set of circumstances revolving around a different thing. And you know, with this, look, they're putting it away because they're not going to put more money into it, and they're going to get the tax write-off on it. And good for them, man. If they recognize that something was bad, look, I've joked about it, but I mean, if they could go back and look at Catwoman before it came out and went, you know what, this isn't a good idea. This is going to set the character back, Brian. The Catwoman movie literally set a lot of DC films back because it's still the butt of many jokes, you know, because it's just that bad. It's horrible.
Yeah, but I don't want to say anything mean, but whatever. I'll just stop.
About what? About what? I mean,
no, I'm just. You could say the same thing about Batman versus Superman. Not everybody liked that movie either. So it's like, it could go either way, man. We're talking about,
but not the no. I mean, I look. I think that movie is subjective in the fact that like there's a lot of people who say they hate that movie, and that's fine. If somebody doesn't like that movie, they don't like it. That's fine. And movies are subjective, and you can say that. But I feel like with what we've heard about Batgirl, there was a quality issue, like an actual quality issue with the
look
film
at the costumes. They looked god awful terrible. I mean, every shot we saw was bad. And I mean, to be fair, we've talked
about costuming from CW even tonight, you know, and there have been a lot of discussions about how that to a lot of people it looked like a bad CW show, not just with the costumes, but also with the storyline and how that went and everything. People have compared it to that, so it's different than just saying, well, we don't like the movie or I didn't like the movie, you know, or whatever.
Well, I'm just saying there was a lot of people who were already shitting on this Batgirl movie because of who was involved out the gate. So,
yeah,
I mean, and to have those same people now sitting there back grandstanding where it's like one of their mantras was, oh, well, we need to preserve directors' artistic integrity. And it just seems a little hypocritical when you do that and you know, it works for one person, but not for something you don't like. Think back, okay? There were people who did not like Man of Steel. So like when they were like, oh, Batman versus Superman, fuck that. I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying? So it's like they could say the same thing about a movie you love. So don't do that because there's somebody somewhere that wanted this Batgirl movie to come out.
Yeah.
And don't be that selfish person by sitting there saying, oh, well, blah, blah, blah. It's a Hamada burger. We didn't want nothing to do with it anyways. It's trash DC and we're not dealing with it. It's like, okay, well then I guess, are you a DC fan? Are you a Snyder fan? Like that, I will ask that question multiple times because I feel like that does have meaning because it's like, okay, what comes first in your opinion? Solid DC movie or who's directing it?
Dude, I'm right there with you. But also, if a movie is that bad, I don't want it. I don't want it. And I feel like this movie, I feel like this movie though. Yeah, I know, I get that, but this movie also, you know, and William and I have said this before, and yeah, it's my opinion, but it is my opinion, and that is this movie really had no business getting made or greenlit to begin with. This movie was an attempt by the old regime to force something into production and spit it out, and probably should have stayed as a streaming movie and would have been okay. But when they tried to elevate it into something else, that's where they had problems, because when you budget for something to be a certain way or you create something to be a certain way, that's what it is, you know. So it is what it is. But I will say this though. There's a lot of people who've come out with they've come out with a lot of just weird takes on the Batgirl thing. And they've made it like this personal thing or whatever. And I'm sorry, but I just don't see it that way. I don't see it for what some people have tried to make it out to be. I'm trying to see this for what it actually is. And like I said, at the end of the day, if this new regime gives me a reason to think that we've been lied to, or, you know, that they're doing that, then, hey, you know what? I'll be just as vocal about that. But right now, everything points to it being one way. And when the actors who are actually in the film, like Michael Keaton and Brendan Fraser, they don't appear to be heartbroken about it, or, you know, that it's the end of the world for them. So, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. The movie's not coming out. And at this point, what else are we going to do? You know, movie's not coming out. And hopefully that was the right decision. Like Michael Keaton said, hopefully that was the right decision. And you know, who knows? Who knows? Maybe one day they'll pull it out, pay some taxes on it, and you know, we'll see a little something. At the end of the day, you just suck is right. Quality is still subjective. So, you know, what can be the worst movie in the world for somebody can be enjoyable or decent. Somebody out there likes Batman and Robin, Brian.
I do.
You know, somebody out there likes you know,
somebody out there likes Attack of the Clones and Star Trek the Motion Picture. Okay?
There you go. That's what I was gonna say.
That
Yeah.
rare person is out there somewhere. So I mean, I don't know. I've been called a hater and an anti and a beta so many times over the last 6 months just because I have a differing opinion. And I think that a lot of people blow smoke out their ass when they talk about stuff. Or just get told what they want to hear.
And there's a lot of people out there right now, ladies and gentlemen, who are telling you what you want to hear. They're I don't always want to get into that, but let's be honest. We know who we're talking about. We know what's out there, and I'm sorry, but I don't put too much into that game, and everybody knows that by this point. I just don't. I don't see the point. You know, like when you're trying to do that, you're trying to one up somebody else and act like you discovered something else that nobody else did, and nobody's holding people accountable. And that's, you know, everything is just like, oh, they got this right. We got this right. We got that right. We got this right. We got that right. And it's not really quantifiable. It's like if we kind of got it where it kind of sounds like it, well, we claim a victory. That's, you know,
well, it's kind of like the whole
it's kind of sort of maybe, you know, and you know, so
well, not only that, but like if it's obvious to everyone and that's the claim, well, you're just pointing out the obvious. Everybody knew that. Like that's not a scoop. That's just, or that's not a win. That's just,
yeah,
that's obvious.
Exactly.
Like, no, we know exactly what was going to happen. Like half of the time when I'm on Max's stream or something, and we'll get one of these articles, and it's like, they're like, yeah, it was so right, and so's, yeah, hashtag this, that team, eat it,
right.
Vegas. And I'm like, what? Oh, you guys, Ben Affleck was spotted on set. I called it a week ago. Nobody gives a shit, dude.
Right. Because you made an educated guess about something that's pretty obvious, you know. Yeah, I mean, like the whole thing with where like, will Zack Snyder or won't Zack Snyder come back?
Dude, who cares if he does?
If he does, listen, you know what, and that's a great segment into our final discussion here tonight, because Jay Oliva had a lot of choice things to say. And let me pull up this stuff right here.
I love Twisted Metal.
And I know I'm going to get probably these out of order, but I'm just trying to put together all of the some of the tweets, not all of the tweets, but some of these tweets, because they deserve to be seen. And okay, yeah, so here we go. Let me show you. So Jay Oliva, obviously great artist and storyboarder, worked with Zack Snyder on on Justice League. And there's some people now, saying, oh, he wasn't important, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Or the guy, this goes again, Brian, to people who actually hang out with Zack Snyder, know Zack Snyder, and there are people telling you don't listen to those people.
Because they're jealous, they're outside the circle.
Like, I'm sorry, like who are you going to listen to? Are you going to listen to somebody who actually hangs out, has the number of the person, sits there with the person, like has worked on multiple projects with the person, is a part of things? Or are you going to be like,
he's just a storyboard artist?
Yeah, he's just a storyboard artist. Are you going to be like, hey, this guy who's sitting in his mom's bedroom or whatever, like talking about stuff and telling you like that you should believe them because they said so?
Because it's what you want to hear.
because it's what you want to hear. I'm sorry. I'll never understand this, Brian. I will never understand how that works. But this isn't everything, and I'm not going to go back and forth, but I just want to share with you some of these things. Like Jay Oliva, he had some things to say this weekend, and people have attacked him. People have made him out like he doesn't know what he's talking about, that he's attacking the fans now. Jay Oliva does not have a bone in his body to attack the fans or be rude to the fans. And we'll get to the main comment in a second, but here are some of the other comments he made. He says, he was talking to somebody here. He says, you make a statement that you can't back up, and now you're backtracking. Sure, man, you seem to know everything based on, this was what they said about him, that based on recent tweets, you seem fine with Snyderverse fans being targeted. Stop putting words in my mouth. That is not what I said or meant. Jay never said that he was okay with fans being targeted, that he was okay with Snyder fans being treated poorly. Jay has fought for the Snyder Cut to come out. He has fought to defend Snyder Cut fans. Just because he doesn't tell you everything that you want to hear about this does not mean that gives you the carte blanche to go after him. And this is the problem to begin with.
That's why people went after Grace, because she started saying things that they didn't want to hear, so they went after her.
Yeah. Well, and then here we go. It says, if I had heard that, then I would have responded that both Zach and I loved that. This is talking about the Superman theme. This was interesting. I didn't know this, that apparently Zach and him were talking about the Christopher Reeve Superman theme, Brian, and putting that in Man of Steel.
I'd have been all right.
And he said, yeah, and that was an idea there, but that Warner Brothers said no, that they wanted a new one, and now they're both happy that happened. But he said here, if I had heard that, then I would have responded that both Zach and I loved that theme, but the studio wouldn't let us use it because they wanted something new for this Superman. It turned out to be a good thing because Han's theme was perfect. Dun dun dun! But Zack Snyder hates Christopher Reeve. Zack Snyder hates. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum.
I'm sorry. I would rather take. John Williams' score gives me goosebumps.
Sure.
Yes, First Flight is a good song, but
I don't know, dude. I think what was but I think too. I think what was in that film for that Superman,
it was for a new generation. Get it?
Yeah, it's for a new generation, and I love that music. I love that. It's not as sing song as the original, as that Christopher Reeve, theme.
I wouldn't say sing song. I would be more like a march kind of thing, like not a solemn march like the Imperial Death March, but more like a happy march.
But they literally wrote it. But they literally wrote it, Brian, to say Superman in it. Like they wanted it to say Superman, no, that's the truth. They said that they wanted it to say Superman without saying Superman. And so that was part of it. So that's why I say sing song, because it's, you can sing the part to it. It says, but here he's talking about fans and stuff because people are trying to call him on stuff and act like he was saying stuff that he wasn't saying. And he just says, do you know how many Snyder Cut trolling BS I see? Not only on her feed, but everywhere. I've kept quiet since the film came out, but it's gotten out of hand. And you personally, Dutch, are talking to me like I'm the enemy. Thanks for nothing. I'm muting you, so spout off to the void, Dutch. Talking to somebody here, just going off on him, attacking him. He's saying, listen, man, I see the trolling BS all the time. Let's not sit here and act like there aren't Snyder fans that are bad people, because there are. There absolutely are.
Mm-hmm. And see, here's the other thing. Okay, this is one thing that drives me nuts, and I wanted to say this earlier, but I didn't get a chance to. This whole whataboutism, well, what about Star Wars fans? They're toxic. We're not talking about Star Wars fans. Okay? I could do a whole nother video about how toxic Star Wars fans are, okay? I could do a whole nother video about how bad Star Trek fans are. We're not talking about them right now. We are talking about the Snyder fans segment of the DC fandom, okay? That's what we're talking about. So don't sit there and go, oh, well, the other fandoms. Of course they're toxic. We could go on for days. We're not talking about that. Own up to the question. Don't divert. See, it's like every time we talk about this, they're like, well, Star Wars fans are toxic. I'm like, of course. You do a show called 2 Cents on Nonsense. Calls out toxic Star Wars fans. So it's like, of course there are. Of course they get called out. But it's like, if we don't call out this one group because we're afraid that we're going to hurt their feelings, because let's be fair, it's a very fragile set of feelings for a lot. It's like, come on, dude. Like, so don't do the what about argument anymore. Own up to the responsibility. If you personally went out and did hashtags when it was inappropriate, okay, yeah, assume some of the responsibility. But the problem is it's just a way to divert from the actual question.
Yeah. And no, Jay, here is not trying to speak for Zach. He voiced his opinion about what he felt, having known Zach. I have friends that are close to me that if somebody said something to them or asked them something about me, they would say, well, I feel like Enosh would do this. He's not speaking for Zach, but he's speaking as a friend of Zach, somebody who does know him, somebody who has worked with him on these projects, even on DC projects. And he stated his opinion. The problem that I have is not that nobody is saying that is fact. He's not saying that Zach would not return. We're going to get to that in a second. He's saying Zach, if he comes back, it's going to take something else, because it's going to. Zach's not just going to come back for the punishment. Like, oh, I'm a glutton for punishment. Please just punish me. Give me another, sir. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's obviously going to have to be a thing, something special for him to come back. But Jay Olivo here was stating his opinion. The problem that I have is the fans, the way that the fans, these supposed Snyder fans, acted towards Jay, that Jay was not entitled to his opinion, that Jay was coming from clearly out of left field with something, or insulting fans because of his opinion, or because he wasn't saying that it was a done deal, because like there are people, let's be honest, who are on the internet right now, who are on YouTube, who are out here saying it's a done deal. It's happened. It's 100%. He's coming back. Like, he's coming back tomorrow, guys. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's a done deal, Brian. It's in the bag. And then when you corner him on it, I literally saw another tweet about it. Says, where'd you get that it's a done deal? Literally. And and they showed the tweets before that said, this is a done deal. Henry Cavill's back. Zach is back. It's happening.
Because I want to hear that.
Yeah.
That's what I want to hear.
Exactly. But then when they were called on it, obviously that hasn't come out yet. So they back off. Oh,
I didn't say that. I wasn't 100% on that. I was just soft saying this is a possibility.
Here's somebody going after Jay, says, you brought up your work for what? But quick to tell us stop being toxic. Now we got to ignore people literally talking about this man's tragedy. Make up your mind, Playboy, who you riding with. And then he just says here, he says, Zach doesn't need you to defend him. Stop acting like you have a personal beef. This is the thing. Snyder fans have taken all this to personal things like this is their fight. He says, I met his daughter back in Man of Steel and she was lovely. Don't you dare question who I ride with. Good for you, Jay. Good for you.
Right.
Good for you standing up to this nonsense. People trying to call him out, act like he did something wrong, act like he said something wrong or cross that like hurts somebody's poor widow feelings. Well, you know what? Sometimes you need to hear something that doesn't go along with your narrative. And then here's one that says, it's been more and more frustrating to be a Snyder fan and see people get more and more full on post Zack Snyder's Justice League. Listen to Jay. This is somebody actually saying to listen to Jay. It says, wisen up. I don't know if the narrative can be changed now because I know that there will always be the boycott people and such, but do be better anyways. And then Jay says, if more positivity and proper discourse comes from us, then the vocal minority will get drowned out by the overwhelming support for what we've always stood for, which was artistic integrity and freedom and suicide prevention. Let's not forget the last part. That's what broke Zach and led to stepping away from the project and letting it turn into what it became. We as a fandom rallied around Zach and believed in him and his vision during a very rough time, and we owe it to him to be better. Yes, this nonsense. We got to boycott everything. How many times, Brian, have I talked about like all the DMs that I get of people acting like I'm that I turn my back on Ray Fisher because I said, yeah, I'm interested in seeing the Flash movie.
How dare you?
Right? Or that I'm a DC fan. Well, you can't be a DC fan and support, you know, these other things and be a Zack Snyder fan. Like how many times, Brian, and people try to tell me that I'm not a real Snyder cut fan, or I'm not a real Snyder fan in general, that like try to tell me what I like and what I don't like.
More than me, and I've said some pretty bad shit.
So I mean, you know, so these guys can go touch grass as far as I care, man.
You get called out by the OGs that are like, well, Enosh wasn't there when we were in the trenches. It's like, yeah, but we helped you carry the ball across the finish line, dumbass. And don't ever forget that shit. Okay.
Well, and dude, I was looking.
We were all in, you know, we're like half of us hate each other now.
Yeah.
Because I brought this up when I talked about this a couple weeks ago. Because, you know, this is something I always say I don't want to talk about it, but it is on my mind. And it does bother me a lot because, dude, we were all friends at one point in time.
Yep.
You know, what changed? The movie. It came out and we had different ideas of where it was going to go forward.
Yes.
You know, and at the end of the day, like when they talked about regrets of releasing the cut, I was like, yeah, no, I agree. Because as a fan that watched this fandom eat itself alive, maybe it wasn't the best thing. We were united and we had something to fight for. And now that we don't, nobody knows what to fight for. Nobody knows what to do. So it just turned into this weird thing where you have all these little groups there are positive groups out there. Don't get me wrong. Okay. And a lot of those positive groups still go. And you know what? Those positive groups, they're really positive about Rebel Moon right now. They're not going on about the DC stuff because it's not what's happening. Okay. That's not what's happening right now. You know what's happening right now?
Imagine that.
Rebel freaking Moon. Okay. You're a Snyder fan, get behind that. Like, don't do this whole thing. Like, if he's not coming back to DC, it's nothing for me. It's dead to me. That's some straight up Star Wars bullshit where they'd be like, oh my God, Kathleen Kennedy, she's killing everything. It's like you could just replace Kathleen Kennedy's name with Walter Hamada's, and these videos would not be any different.
Yeah.
So,
oh, I mean, dude, you're not wrong.
No, I saw it happening when things went toxic. The moment that Anston article came out, half the fandom went one way, the other half went the other way. And, you know, I could see the division right there. It happened with us and friends. So it was like, no, dude. It became a fandom menace.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. And so for me, it's like, people just need to stop. People need to get a grip on reality, Brian.
Yeah,
and
just wait for something to happen. Like,
and so look, this Jay said this too. He says the movie was released and Zach was exonerated. Who cares what happens afterward? If there's one thing to learn, was that the news will sway back and forth to whatever was newsworthy. Besides, we shouldn't take it personally. The one who should was Zach, and he can defend himself. Here's the thing. I get this, that like, I want to see what happened next, right? I want to see what happens next.
Yeah, okay? Absolutely. So do I.
I want to see what happens next. But in reality, going off and like hating on people and saying horrible things and threatening people. And listen, I've seen the stuff where people have threatened the lives or made comments, right, that are threatening towards the lives of people, or telling people to go off themselves, or, you know, whatever. If you are a Snyder fan and you have the audacity, the gall, I'm not going to say the balls because that would be a
lack thereof.
Yeah. You have the lack of scruples to actually tell somebody to do something like that to themselves, then you don't understand what this is all about. You know, and you can go off on me all you want. So, you know, she wasn't there at the beginning, blah, 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 blah. Listen, I was always a DC fan. I was always a fan of these films, and I was always looking for people who were. And you know what? I couldn't always find them in my neck of the woods, and I didn't even know who to get a hold of to even be a part of what was going on, because it was always a nebulous thing that I never knew, like, who was out there, Brian, or how to get a hold of anybody, or how to support it or whatever. I always felt like it was something that was going on in California or other parts of the world, and it was never in my neck of the woods. So I just was sitting here just telling people how much I loved the film and telling people to go watch the film. Guess what? We all serve a part.
Yep. We all did.
We all.
Even me, like, I didn't even know what it was. And then I'm on these streams with Max going to war with a certain corner and a planet. Like, we fought them so you didn't have to.
Right?
Boys and girls. So, once again, don't ever forget it. I'm tired of this crap. Like, I don't like being diminished because I showed up late to the party. You know, a backup playing in the fourth quarter can get the goddamn touchdown.
Yep.
You know, it's just, don't do this.
Yeah. Yeah. So here's the string that led to people hating on Jay. It says they aren't going to invite Zach back unless they see a clear financial gain. Zach isn't going to come back unless they make him a really great offer after the way he was treated with the old regime. It's all business, and our rep as a fandom will keep that from happening. You're not going to get it if all we are known for is toxicity. It's show business. We showed we weren't bots when we crashed the servers when the Snyder Cut was released. We bought the hell out of it when it came out on physical and digital media. Yeah, that's how we show that there's an interest in continuing the Snyderverse. We should be engaging in positive discourse to promote the movement and suicide prevention. Instead, we are acting like kids being called names in the schoolyard. This is business with millions of dollars at stake. In order to make a case, we have to approach it like adults and offer something that makes good business sense. If we cannot do that, then there is no future. Jay is absolutely freaking right.
Yep.
And anybody bitching and moaning and complaining about this and acting like he doesn't support us anymore and he's turned his back on us and he's no friend of Zach's, but you go and you listen to people who've never talked to Zach, don't know Zack Snyder. Zach, Zach liked a Vero post that I made. Shut the hell up about that nonsense. Like Zach's, like, people using this stuff, Brian, is like validation for how they treat others and how they do this, go about this way. But I'm sorry, if you or anyone else around you or the friends that you have, the company that you keep, or the side of the fandom that you cling to conducts themselves in these nonsense ways, you are toxic.
Yeah.
You're known for your toxicity. You are everything that's wrong with this fandom. You are everything that's wrong with fandom in general, because you're entitled little brats. You're squatty little brats who want your way. And when you don't get it, you cry and you moan and you throw yourself on the floor and throw a tantrum in the store. And you are not going. Yep. Call everybody else names. You are not going to get what you want that way. If you want more Snyderverse stuff, like Jay says here, there's millions of dollars at stake, if not billions. Guess what? Go buy it. Show your support that way. Engage in positive discourse, right? Positive discourse. Promote all you can, the movement and suicide prevention. But stop acting like kids being called names in the schoolyard. Stop acting like little brats being told that you may not get what you want. And so you're going to take your ball and you're going to go home and you're going to cry about it. And you're going to act like an absolute spoiled brat that your grandma would take and cuff you right in the mouth for because you're being stupid.
Yeah.
You're being absolutely stupid. Fourth 1000 here with a $10 super chat says, I think having such a visionary such as Zach spoiled us. We feel not anyone can just pick up his torch and continue the story. It doesn't have to be Zach. It just has to be just as good. Look, man, I understand it. That's a decent conversation to have.
That's a fair sentiment, but the only thing I would agree, here's my only thing though. I agree with the point where Zach is a visionary, but see, not everybody liked that vision.
Mm-hmm.
Not initially, and not what followed afterwards. And that's what made WB change their mind in the first place. So we just kind of have to be conscious of the little things like that, where it's like maybe just step back for a second and think, okay, maybe these movies weren't as well received as we received them. You know, like,
but the thing is they were, you know, Brian, but like everybody who calls for like, oh, but I want Christopher Reeve version. I don't like the Snyder version, but I want the more Christopher Reeve version. Okay, guess what? They tried that first. They literally tried that first with Superman Returns, and it crashed, burned, died hard
because it wasn't Christopher Reeves.
Yeah, but the thing is,
but see, you know, because you
that.
engage with the other half of the DC fandom,
right?
That does not like Henry Cavill. So it's like, that's what I'm like. If you're in an echo chamber where all you're doing is talking to people and listening to people who love Henry Cavill, then obviously you're gonna ignore the rest of the fan base that did not. And
my point is just this: if we go back to the other, at this point, like my problem, Brian, is not that there are people out there who don't like Henry Cavill's version and they want to see whatever it is they like. Okay, that's not my problem at all, because I always felt that like once this was done, we could put this to bed and we move on to the next thing, right? But this thing of like we're going to stop midstream to try to like bring back something else. I mean, all you're going to do now is piss off that side of the fandom, and nobody's going to be happy. And you literally, Warner Brothers literally created an environment where fans were turned against each other because they felt like one or the other was going to get what they want, instead of realizing that these things take time. They're circular and they go in streams. And it's like, for a while, if you like a darker, you know, more realistic tone, you're going to get that for a while. And then maybe you can move on. And Zach even said, Brian, that he felt like once his arc was done, they could reboot and do whatever else, you know? So like my point was never, they can't do anything else again. It was just that I just don't think that it was a smart move to like stop halfway through and go, oh, we lost all confidence in this, when literally your first few movies that you put out in the DCEU were actually making more movie than the MCU made on their first 5 movies.
Yeah, but see, the thing about it is that those first 5 movies were all connected. The first 5 movies in the DCEU are not connected at all. And I don't care about anything other than a connected story, because I feel like we have gotten spoiled societally speaking.
Hold on.
For long form.
How are they not connected?
Okay. Let's see here. Aquaman, loosely connected ish. Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad was absolutely connected, dude, because literally, okay, so you start off with Man of Steel.
I mean, if it wasn't all over the place, then
Batman v Superman was directly connected to Man of Steel. I mean, literally, they showed the end of the movie, right? But then the next one that came out was Suicide Squad, and the reason why the Suicide Squad is even put together is because Amanda Waller sees that Superman was dead, and that the world needed to come up with alternative reasons for it. And literally, the reason was, she says it in the film, is because what happens if the next Superman isn't on our side? Right. And it's got Batman in it. It's got the Flash in it. It's got other. So it was absolutely connected. Then the next one was Wonder Woman. Right.
And that was a prequel. But see, even other movies ignored that one too. But no,
that was later down the line, though, after they started to change it. I'm talking about. I'm just saying those first 5, right?
First 5.
So you had Man of Steel, BVS, Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, and Justice League.
But what I'm saying, though, that's it, though.
But I'm saying those first 5 were absolutely. You said they weren't connected. I just wanted to change the point, because they were connected, and then you had Aquaman. But by that time, Justice League had come out and kind of ruined
they'd already kind of backed off.
It kind of put the turd in the punch bowl, right? And so they were like, oh, well, wait a second, right? You know, and so then they came out with Aquaman. And Aquaman's only kind of loosely, you know, it kind of had, you know, it's loose base things, you know,
Momoa's in it,
you know, yeah. Well, you know, and they do kind of reference Steppenwolf, you know, they do reference Steppenwolf, but then, like you said, at that point, like it was like, well, you know.
Well, Henry Cavill had already did his thing with the action figure where he put it up and put it down.
I would actually argue, Brian, that the first 5 DC films are actually more connected than the MCU was, because Iron Man came out. Iron Man was like a standalone, and then the Incredible Hulk came out, and the Incredible Hulk didn't reference anything until the very end, when Tony Stark just shows up at the end and is like, hey, we got the Avengers Initiative, right? And then
Well,
all those initial films were like solo films that like had a little stinger that was like, oh, that's kind of connected. So the other movies were actually, I would say, full in.
I still blame
that's
Nolan
what
for
I'm
a
saying.
lot of
I'm
the
not
stuff.
yelling at you. I'm not yelling at you. I'm just
No,
kind of
I know.
something out that maybe you didn't think of.
What I'm saying.
Yeah.
I get that. And okay, but see, that's why I watched Aquaman the way I did. And that's why I have the opinion of Aquaman that I do. Because at the time, that movie was a damn funeral. And it was a shame because I enjoyed it more than the others. Like Aquaman was one of the first DC movies that I thoroughly enjoyed. No, the problem was, and I think the difference is
with little tweaking, it could have fit in just fine.
But by the time that DC showed up on scene to do that, they were already half a decade behind.
Yeah, because they didn't. I feel that a part of that, Brian, is because they didn't fully commit. And
they should have. Well, first off, they made 3 movies. DC it's not like DC didn't make movies during that time. As a matter of fact, DC made more money with The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises than the first 2 Marvel movies put together. Like they made they made a whole lot of money. The problem is there was no connectivity between the two. If they had continued Nolan's story of Batman or The Dark Knight, I think it would have been different. I think you even find a way to connect that Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern movie. That way, by the time you have Superman, you at least have somewhat of a universe to where it slides right in. Not only that, but you already have from 2005 existing continuity.
Yeah, I know some people wanted that Ryan Reynolds thing. I'll be honest with you, I'm glad that the Ryan Reynolds thing didn't connect.
I just don't care. I'm just saying. Like,
I just don't think totally. Yeah, I know. And look, there's rumors that Zach thought about putting him in the Snyder Cut or whatever. Like I don't know about all that. I just know that look, it is what it is now, right? And we can always play armchair quarterback and like this should have happened, that should have happened. My point is that we all know that Warner Brothers got cold feet. We all know that Warner Brothers decided that they didn't know really what they wanted. They were trying to and they're still trying to hang on, Brian.
No, they're still trying.
They're still trying to like
Star Wars mode where it's like they don't know what they want to do, but they can. I don't know.
Yeah, and to me, I just say, let's just, I don't know, man. Let's
see.
Let's give it a chance. But if we're going to if we're not going to commit to something, just reboot. Like right. If you know what I mean, like if and I hate to say that, and I know nobody wants to hear that, right? Nobody wants to hear the dreaded R word, reboot. But honestly, like I don't feel like things can just just work. You know what I mean? Just work,
there's no magic wand to fix this. Like if there was, they'd have already waived it. No, I see. Like 187 says, I get that, but the thing is that they don't make these movies for us. At the end of the day, they make it for the people who aren't going to get out of their way to go watch these movies. They want that money. Okay, they don't care because they know we're already bought in. They know whatever comes out, it doesn't matter. Screw you, nerd. You're gonna watch it. So it's like that's where I get mad when people are like, "Well, they didn't make this movie for me." It's like, well, dude, they didn't.
Right?
They absolutely didn't. They made it for the people sitting next to you with 4 kids. They made it for the people sitting in the front row that bought their tickets late. It's like, come on, man. Like, if you can't get those regular people in the movie theater, there's no point in putting these movies out.
And again, I say to people who come after me, listen, you got no footing because I like it. I like DC. I love DC. I want good DC content. That's my most important thing. So you can get mad at me if you want. You can try to put words in my mouth if you want, but that's just not.
Well, you understand that you're not selfish enough to believe that a studio is solely making something for you.
Yeah, no. And look, I love Christopher Reeve. I love those films. Like I said, I have loved every incarnation of of these things. Like, dude, I there's a part of Batman and Robin that I like. You know what I mean? There's parts of all those things that I like. I enjoy Superman 4. I enjoy Superman 3. I enjoy all these things. So when I am not the typical Snyder bro that people want to try to make me out to be. And the thing is like, I feel like people just say that because I don't even know why people say that. To be honest,
it's such a messy situation, because the thing is that when you say the word Snyder fan, you get conflated with everything.
Yeah,
it's all one group.
And Brian, I've had my own friends do it to me.
Oh, I know. I've done it to you guys.
Or people who I call a friend, like try to lump me in with like a bunch of nonsense that I would never support. I don't agree with.
I don't intentionally do it, but it's hard to do, because how do you delineate?
Yeah.
If you're trying to call it out, how do you delineate? My thing is like, if you don't feel that applies to you, then ignore it.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm not talking about
hard.
you.
It's hard.
I'm talking about the loud asshole over there at the bar. Like,
right. But listen, when it comes to Jay Oliva, I will just say this: shut up. If you got something negative to say about the guy because you don't like what he said, because he said, hey, guess what? There's some negative people out there. He flat out says, listen, if it happens, it's going to be because people go out and buy the thing, because people are positive, because people show why they should get this, not because you're a dick about it. Everybody's like, we're gonna make them do this. I think if there was one negative thing about the Snyder Cut movement, it gave a false empowerment to a bunch of people.
Where we can force them around. It's like,
yeah, no, like, oh yeah, we could force the studio around and we can do it. No, you're missing the entire point of the entire thing. And that's unfortunate, because no, you're not.
If that's what you got from the whole movement, man, you're lost.
Gosh, man, yeah, you are lost. You are absolutely lost. But you know what's not lost is the fact that like that's the point of that. And Jay is absolutely 100% on. Jay knows what he's talking about, and you know what Jay has over all these other people, Brian? Jay knows Zach.
Dude,
he's actually worked alongside him. Right.
Favorite movies, the animated films.
And listen, you know what? Sometimes you don't have to love everything to be able to just support it and just go, hey, it's a thing. Look at what I'm wearing right now. I'm not a huge fan of the Batman, but I like some of the design elements to it. I love the logo. You know what I mean? I ended up getting this hat, man, for $5, bro. Like this hat is pretty cool if you ask me. I mean, it's got this cool design on the side there. It's got the raised kind of pleather bat there. It's weird. It's got an orange there and orange there and orange there.
That's
but
nice. I like that.
But I dig it. And you know what? I got it for $5, man. I got it at GameStop, and it was on discount, and I had a $5 coupon. So it was what it was. So anyways, but also what's not lost is the fact that you know what, we did a stream tonight, and it's there. So I will say this: we are going to do a post show. We got one story to do that's not here that I want to cover, and that is Patty Jenkins leaving Rogue Squadron. So, but that will be a members only stream. Now, my members only stream is probably going to be a little different than Max's members only stream, because Max's usually everybody can watch it, and it's not really a member stream, but it's kind of like
only he allows the members to come on. Yeah,
he allows members to come on. I'm not going to spend all night on this next thing, but I will give my opinion about the Patty Jenkins thing. Brian, you're more than welcome to stay with me for that. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that, because I do have to get up in the morning and go to work. Same. But I figured, you know what, I'd offer a little bit of like I said, I'm going to be doing things a little different. There may be some streams actually that you see of me, guys, where it's just going to be me just telling you how I feel about different stories, whatever, and then we come together, a couple times a week with a full panel of people, and stuff, instead of just trying to get into it every show with everyone.
It's exhausting.
Yeah, it is.
I got tired of big panels.
It really is. But hey, I do want to thank everybody who gave super chats tonight. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much. It means a lot to me. You humble me every time you guys do that, and it makes me feel good to know that you guys care about what we do here, and I do appreciate it. Thank you, everybody watching. Thank you for all those who did stop in. Appreciate it. My apologies to Prime. he messaged me on Twitter, and apparently I did not see it because he had asked for a link, and I would have given him a link to come in. I did not see it, and so I apologize for that, Prime, if you're still watching or if you see this later. But I think I'm going to be on his show tomorrow night for a while at least. So we'll see how that goes. But if you're on YouTube, you will see that here in just a minute. I'm just going to, when we stop this stream, I'm just going to go pee real quick, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about the Patty Jenkins thing. We'll just start that stream up. And the only way you'll be able to see that, though, is if you are a member of the channel. I can't even do the Patreon thing. What I can do is I can make it available later for the Patreon, for the patrons to be able to see. But if you are a member, it will allow me to broadcast live to just the members. So membership is as little as $2. Yep. I'll say it all day. That just is what it is. Be mad, be angry, YouTube. I don't really care. We're gonna do what we're gonna do. So but give a little something back to the members, because the members, you guys stand with us and I appreciate it. And so we'll do a members only mini stream here. So okay. That's about it. Don't forget, if you do become a member, you're in for this Scare Glow. You are welcome. Fourth 1000. He got all of his stuff. So I'm glad that you got your stuff, bro. And it took me a little minute, so I gave him a few extra stuff, both him and Anthony, because I appreciate them both. Like I said, I've just been so crazy busy that it's taken time. So but hopefully we get back on a regular schedule. Don't forget Brian's show can be seen here. When, Brian?
Wednesday nights at 7:00 Pacific, 10 forward, where we talk about Star Trek. We've been talking about Game of Thrones the last couple of weeks because that's just what's been on my mind. And we're getting into hot rods, man. Talking about some cars.
Sweet. And of course, tomorrow night, you guys can find right here on the channel William with his show. And that will be, I believe he goes on at 9 p.m.
Something like that. Yes.
Something like that. Yeah, I think it's 9 p.m.
6 Pacific. I'll be on there tomorrow too, because William's been wanting to talk, not dance around spoilers with Game of Thrones with me anymore. So.
Yeah. And then Saturday night, Max does the first part of his show over on his channel, and then brings the latter part over here. And then that
reminds me, I got to talk to you about that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you're not going to do that anymore?
No. We got to get Max over here to where I don't get off of work until the show starts at 6. I get off of work at 5:30.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. We'll have a business
Max
discussion.
needs to be able to do it. That way he can do it. Not me.
That's going to be interesting to be able to see how we can do that. But yeah. So with that, and then of course the overnight show William's been doing lately on Saturday nights, which is cool. And then also don't forget there's Quantum Gaming with Jimbo on Sunday nights and Monday nights. So support all of the various shows that can be seen here on the Pantheon. And I swear, coming soon, Babes in Toyland with Tiff and Meg and all them. So, all right. Like I always say, don't let anybody, I will. I won't be gone for too long. I promise. But hey, like I always say, don't let anybody tell you that your fandom doesn't matter. Don't tell anybody that their fandom doesn't matter. But seek to have good conversations and treat everybody with respect. And as long as you do that, there'll always be a place for you here in the Poindexter Lounge. Don't forget, if you're a member, stay tuned. We'll have you have a stream up and running for you here in less than 5 minutes. Okay? So join us here for that. Until next time, stay nerdy. Bye.